bring you Banana Ball live from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where for a second straight day, over 50,000 Banana Ball fans have converged on Kenan Stadium to see the top two teams in the sport do battle. The Savannah Bananas won a thriller last night after 3 rounds of showdowns to improve to a league best 9-1, while the Tailgaters were on the wrong end of the heartbreaking loss, evening their record at 5-5. But they can lock up the 2 seed in the Banana Ball Open with a victory this afternoon. You couldn't build a better day for Banana Ball in a lab. 80 degrees and sunny here about 15 minutes before first pitch. And I couldn't think of 2 cats I would rather share the booth with Josh Talevsky and Brett Loftus on Pico Scala. Happy Sunday in virtual Banana Land. Thank you for spending it with us here live from Chapel Hill. We've got to start with you, Brett. You were down on the field. You were in the Tailgaters dugout. It was a heartbreaking loss. How are the vibes down there?
They're still really, really high. It was a really strong text message sent about 1 a.m. this morning from our captain, Jordan Hussein. He said, the locker room that we have is noticed by the other 5 teams in Banana Ball about that family atmosphere. And they've been putting up wins this year too, Josh Talevsky, with trick plays, with the way the offense was going. They had it for the first 8.5 innings last night, and then Coach Rapp happened.
Coach Rapp happened. Josh, what a win for the Bananas.
Yeah, I mean, the game-tying 2-run home run in the final inning, reminiscent of the walk-off home run he had in Baltimore a season ago, sends us to showdown tiebreakers, and from there, the Bananas got to lean on veteran experience. Danny Hosley with 3 showdown shutdowns, and of course, Dan Oberst, a World Tour Banana since 2022. He was the hero with the walk-off single in round 3.
Thanks to the Firefighters' victory last night, they are tied at 5-5 when it comes to record with the Tailgaters, but the Tailgaters have that tiebreaker thanks to the trick plays. So there's a lot on the line today, but let's take a journey back in time and see how it really went down an evening ago. We'll pick it up top of the second inning, couple ducks on the pond for Taylor Justice, and what a second World Tour it's been for the former collegiate Banana as he will drive in Kyle Martin, getting the Tailgaters on the board runs-wise.
Dude's at over 400 right now. I mean, it's absolutely insane. This guy looks like the all-star he was last year, and Christian Davis gets trick play number 2 in his sophomore campaign.
So that's a point when it comes to the Tailgaters, and Austin Drury, downright disgusting. An unearned run against him. That was his 6th strikeout right there through 3 innings of work. And then with the bases juiced, bottom of the 3rd, there's the 2nd out. Good fake by Taj Porter, and now Jordan Barth's got DR Meadows in a pickle, but Barth fails to get out of the base running path, and DR gets absolutely trucked. That's obstruction. A really bizarre walk-off to tie the game at 1. But there goes that man again. Taylor Justice to the deepest part of the park, ties JBJ, Kyle Jackson, and his teammate Jose Gonzalez Jr. for the tour lead with 3 homers each.
The thing he's told me all about is perspective this year, keeping that perspective, something that both he and Jonathan Sunshine Looters have done oh so well this year, and a lot of trick plays too.
So now 2-1, top of the 5th, and how about Nick Lopez? His 2nd home run of the year. He's got Joe Mikulik doing a little dance over there, getting to rock the home run helmet.
Lopey, man, like you said, 2 home runs, both in football stadiums this year. All the dude does is hit. And how about Jimmy Lewis earning his 1st point of the year for the Texas Tailgaters with another trick play.
Yeah, and you see Taylor Justice with the knee juggle as well. So put some new things in his trick play arsenal at first base. Now Jacob Azela on the mound, top 6. Taj Porter starting to heat up for your Texas Tailgaters, Brett.
Man, had a single last night, this home run and a ball 4 sprint, and threw a guy out, Bryce Grisapi, who had not been nabbed caught stealing yet.
Yeah, Taj Porter rather, absolutely fantastic game last night. And then a little collision here between Justice and Sunshine. How about Jason Arndt cleaning it up, gets it to Hussein between the legs. That is a 3-9-6-1 double play.
And Taylor, who was mic'd up, said he couldn't hear Sunshine, and that led to one of the best double plays of all time, and then one of the best moments of the night for Miss Whitmore.
She has faced 7 batters here in 2026. She has retired them all. Jordan Barth was her 3rd strikeout victim of the year, and then bottom half of the inning with 2 outs, tough hop for Justice, and Grisapi racing around from 2nd to score. It is a 4-2 game going to the bottom of the 8th inning when Kyle Martin happens. How about that? 2-0 heater. He sends it to the land of shadow and flame. His 2nd home run for the Tailgaters this year.
Welcome to the action, man. Over 1,000 OPS, leads the BBCL in ball 4 sprints, and as you mentioned, his 2nd yaya of the year.
But the Bananas with a counterpunch when it comes to trick plays. A double trick play, KJ to Alex Ziegler. That would tie the game at 11 trick plays each. And then Grant Besser, 360 strikeout. Bananas ahead 12-11.
2nd trick play strikeout of the season for Grant Besser. answer, and he knew the exact right time to do it. Speaking of good timing, how about Ryan Cox with the Tailgaters up a run in the 8th inning? Coxie inning-tying home run for the Savannah Bananas, his first of the year, and then the Bananas load the bases. This is where the Tailgaters come up clutch when it comes to trick plays.
J5, baby. Book it. One of the best plays of the night, getting the trick play in the force out. I told him, I said, we need 2 here. He told Sunshine, and Sonny booked it again, 13-12. Tailgaters win the equalizer point.
6th trick play of the game for Jonathan Luters, the designated fielder, up to 29 to lead the tour, but then Danny Hosley able to strand a runner on second base thanks to this fantastic catch by the fans. That was back-to-back at-bats that Jose Gonzalez Jr. fouled out to the fans. That's a fans first mentality from brother. And a bow return from Hosley to the fan who got the out. And then after 2 sprints to start the bottom of the 9th, the Robert Anthony Cruz, what a time for your first home run of the year.
He's got that clutch gene for the Savannah Bananas. We've seen it time and time again. A guy who comes through a lot in those late game situations. And that spike of the bat, it just says it all. Sent us to showdowns. This is where Hosley and Reese Miller were matching each other pitch for pitch. Hosley with the K in the first half of round 1. Reese Miller matches him and gets his revenge on Rack.
So we go to round 2. Danny Hosley, what say you? How about a beautiful front door strikeout looking of Jose Gonzalez Jr. And then Reese Miller says, yeah, I can match that as well. Sits down Reese Alexiata swinging. It's the first time in Banana Ball history, 4 straight strikeouts to open up showdowns. Bases loaded, 3-2 pitch to Kyle Martin. Hosley is able to get the towering pop-up to David Meadows in the infield. And then Dan Oberst with the bags juiced. Robert Anthony Cruz 90 feet away. First pitch he sees from Miller, he sends out to left. Thrilling victory for the Nanners.
Yeah, it was really impressive what the Bananas were able to do. And by the way, you saw 2 clutch home runs from Rack and Cox. For more on the story with the bat, we send it to Sam Bauman.
Well, Saturday's miraculous comeback win for the Bananas could be attributed to a lot of things. Hosley shutting him down, the home runs, the showdown walk-off, but perhaps the thing that deserves the most credit is this bat.
Robert Anthony Cruz has tied this game at 5. Ryan Cox, and he is Nostradamus tonight.
It was a night that was going anything but the way of the Bananas.
As Kyle Martin smashed out to center. See you later. It is gone. 3-run shot.
No. It would be one of my worst days at the ballpark that turns into one of my best days.
That is until a crack
to the walk-off
of the bat.
And sure enough, the bat breaks. I'm down 0-2 in the count.
And that's going to be a broken bat. So a new weapon needed.
That new weapon, courtesy of teammate Ryan Cox.
Got a cool opportunity to share the bat with Coach Rack down the stretch.
A bat that just the inning before did this.
A day 1 pick in the Banana Ball draft instead of an 8th rounder who's going to give up this one to Ryan Cox.
And apparently had some juice left in it.
2-2. That's a high fly ball, deep to right center.
Cox and Rack coming into the game without a home run on the year.
I swap out bats, swung a bat I haven't swung all year, throws me a slider, we were sitting on it, and we barreled it.
Now giving credit where the credit seems to be due.
I mean, it wasn't me by any stretch, but a good piece of wood.
Now for the time being, it looks like Ryan Cox is the only guy using this bat today, unless maybe we see another broken bat and a little more magic out of this boy. Guys?
There have never been bigger stakes in the history of the Texas Tailgaters than the Banana Ball game they're about to play here this afternoon. So what do you say we meet the boys from Texas?
Starting lineup for the Texas Tailgaters. Leading off, the center fielder, number 7, Indy Stanley. The DH, number 9, Nick Lopez. At third base, number 6, Jordan Barr. Second baseman, number 27, Kyle Martin. The catcher, number 85, Taylor Justice. Right fielder, number 28, Jose Gonzalez Jr. At first base, number 11, Matt Danford. The extra hitter, number 26, Taj the Quadfather Porter. The left fielder, number 2, Zach Watson. And at shortstop, number 5, Jordan Hussein. On the mound for the Tailgaters, number 44, Chris Clark. The Tailgaters are led by Joe Mikulik, assisted by Coach Penny and Coach Love Shack Baby Bartman.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing some bananas power to the plate. His name is Jakari. Jakari is 4 years old, and he's attempting to hit a home run against these Tailgaters. So can I hear some noise for my Jakari? There we go. Grab that bat. Here we go. He's digging in the box. Here comes pitch number 1. The high fastball got him. The count's 0-1. Here comes the windup. Pitch number 2. And a curveball. That's not very fair, man. Jakari's only 4 years old. Split. Whoa! Split. Oh, my goodness. I mean, Split has had enough. He's going to make this fight more fair for Jakari. The ball's on the tee. Here comes the swing. Boom! That ball is crushed into right field. Jakari's going after it. Oh my goodness. He's trying to tackle the Tailgaters. I've never seen this in my life. Coach Big helps him out, get to first base. And now he's on his way to second. Make some noise for Jakari. He's rounded first, rounded second base. Jordan Hussein misses the tag. He's bumbling, tumbling, stumbling his way. Here comes the play at the plate. Sunshine is chasing him down. He falls down. He is saving all.
Oh, we got a brawl. Jakari was in the middle of it. I mean, that was madness. Another look at Looters. Couldn't track him down on the unicycle.
But like Walt Weiss right there.
Oh, Jakari, legendary 360 feet, actually plus since he ran out into the middle of the infield to start it. This is how the standings look right now. These are the final 2 games today as we speak. Bananas, Tailgaters, Firefighters, Party Animals, will be getting going at the exact same time over in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Before we get the Banana Ball Open this coming Thursday, the Savannah Bananas still waiting to see, as the 1 seed, who will be the 4 seed and who they're facing Thursday night.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that shook out last night. The Texas Tailgaters, the Firefighters, both punching their tickets into this Open. And for the Loco Beach Coconuts, all they had to do was win 1 game this weekend, and they were going to earn a spot in this Banana Ball Open. Instead, they are the first team that's going to miss out on being one of those 4 teams playing in the Open next week.
Yeah, with Tailgaters there, sitting currently at the 2 seed, you mentioned it, Biko, they control their own destiny. They win today, they will be the 2 seed, but they can be no lower than the 3 seed. So they know that they will be playing Friday night in the Banana Ball Open. But 2 through 5, man, something's got to give here in Chapel Hill and Albuquerque this afternoon.
And it all comes down to the Firefighters and Party Animals battle over on the Party Animals YouTube channel. And it's pretty simple. If the Party Animals win, they will be in to the Banana Ball Open. If the Firefighters are victorious for a 2nd straight day in Albuquerque, then the Clowns, out of nowhere, sweeping the Coconuts in Charleston, South Carolina, wins Friday and Saturday night. They will sneak in as the 4 seed in the Banana Ball Open. And you take a look at the tiebreakers. It starts with your head-to-head records, then total trick plays. If those are both tied, you go to point differential. If all that is tied, which is very unlikely, then you go to head-to-head trick plays in the exact battle between the teams that are tied.
Yeah, and the Tailgaters currently lead the league in trick plays. The Party Animals 2nd, so they really got the heads up over everybody else. But it's simple for those animals today, Josh. They have to win. Losing 3 straight ball games, gotta feel like there's a chip on their shoulder.
Yes, certainly for the Party Animals, and they're without Jake Skull, who's not going to start in this game due to some injury. That makes things even more interesting. But the Animals, they're throwing out one of the best big game pitchers in Banana Ball's history. Brett Helton's the guy getting the ball for them. But the Indianapolis Clowns, they are hoping that they could be that Open Cinderella story if the Animals can't get that dub.
We're going to do a lot of scoreboard watching this afternoon and checking in on that battle out in Albuquerque. They're playing by the same rules that we are here in Chapel Hill. Let's check them out.
The name of the game is Banana Ball, and this is the fastest, most entertaining game in sports. Rule number 1, win the inning, win the point. If you score the most runs in an inning, you get a point. The most points wins the game. If the away team has more trick plays going into the final inning, they will earn the equalizer point. And in the last inning of Banana Ball, every run counts as a point. Rule number 2, there is a 2-hour time limit. No new inning can start when the clock hits 0. Rule number 3, if you step out of the batter's box, it is a strike. Rule number 4, no bunting. If you bunt, you're thrown out of the game. Rule number 5, batters can steal first. Rule number 6, no walks allowed. It becomes a ball 4 sprint until every position player touches the ball. Rule number 7, no mound visits. Nope. Rule number 8, if a fan catches a foul ball, it is an out. In Banana Ball, everything's in play, so you better be ready. Rule number 9, the showdown tiebreaker. If the game is tied at the end of 9 innings, or when time expires, it is pitcher versus hitter with 1 fielder, and the hitter has to score. Rule number 10, the Banana Ball challenge rule. You, the fans, have the opportunity to challenge a ruling on the field. Rule number 11, the golden batter rule. A team can send up any batter to hit in any spot in the lineup. This is guaranteeing the best possible matchup at the end of the game when it matters most. These are the official rules of Banana Ball.
Well, the rule that might have loomed the largest last night is a new one here in 2026, only dating back to the Banana Ball playoffs last year. The equalizer point. If the away team has more trick plays than the home team entering the final inning, then the away team gets a point. And how about Jonathan Lueders last night? 6 trick plays, all of them at second base as the Tailgaters designated fielder. And talk about changing the game. Tailgaters got the equalizer point on the last 2 outs they had in the 8th inning. In the 8th inning, we showed you those trick plays by Hussein and then Lueders.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the strategy of it this year of maybe you just strike out if you're the team trying to negate the equalizer point. Right there, though, the Texas Tailgaters just been so strong, but powered by, as you mentioned, Sunshine there, pitching the designated fielder to Jesse Cole and Jordan Hussein, who were the 2 main culprits last night, both of those guys up the middle.
And again, those Texas Tailgaters pitchers just kept the ball on the ground all night long. That's why you saw 10 between Jonathan Lueders and Jordan Hussein. the second time this year the Texas Tailgaters have earned the equalizer point. Now 4 of the 6 teams in Banana Ball have earned the equalizer point at least twice. The only 2 teams that have only done it 1 time, the Indianapolis Clowns, and surprisingly, the Savannah Bananas, although they are certainly hoping that they'll earn that equalizer point, playing as the visiting squad today against the Tailgaters.
Bananas come in with the most defensive veteranship in Banana Ball, with the most combined trick plays out of any team in the history of the sport. So you would think that they would be able to secure the equalizer point. Of course, a tall task. The Tailgaters, the 2026 leader in trick plays coming into this game. Jesse Cole getting the people ready to rumble down on the field. Let's get it down to Big Yellow.
All right, Raylan, this is very important. We got to get the crowd going wild for today's game. Are you ready for this?
Yeah!
Yes, you are. Raylan, whatever you do, the crowd is going to do. Let's bring the energy, get them loose. Here we go. Oh, jumping, clapping. I like it. A lot of energy. Oh, hey, baby. Oh, yes, we know this one. Keep it going. Oh, we're raising. How do you know this gesture? All right. Keep it going. Oh, we're spinning. We're spinning. Oh, staying alive? Really? All right. Oh, jumping jacks. Jump. We're back clapping. Raylan, look around. 50,000 fans going crazy for you. Fans, let's hear it for 6-year-old Raylan!
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and potassium enthusiasts from around the world. Today, you and thousands of your friends here live and millions more watching at home have gathered here to witness something beyond your wildest imagination. From Montana to Savannah, from the Isle of Man to Tokyo, Japan, the Banana Maniacs come from across the globe to witness this. This is not baseball. This is the Crucible, where the fastest, hungriest, and most entertaining players are forced. This is a game of the fans, by the fans, and for the fans. But this is not your granddad's pastime. This is not just another day at the ballpark. This game is baseball by birth, fruit by name, and an absolute worldwide phenomenon by the grace of God. This is the time for all 50,000 people here at the University of North Carolina to get on your feet and give me your voices. Because this is the greatest show in the sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Banana Ball!
It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Savannah Bananas. Leading off, the center fielder, number 5, DR, the Doc Meadow. The left fielder, number 2, Reese Superman Alexiadis. At first base, number 9, Max Young Goldberg. The DH, number 19, Dan Oberst. The third baseman, number 4, Kyle K.J. Jackson. Behind Behind the plate, number 1, he is the captain, Bill LaRoy. Over at second base, number 8, he's our greatest showman, Jackson Olsen. The right fielder, number 15, we call him Rack, Robert Anthony Cruz. The extra hitter, number 7, Ty 2-5 Jackson. And at shortstop, number 6, he is our glove magician, Ryan Carr. On the mound for your Savannah Bananas today, number 88, Noah Nisnik. Your Savannah Bananas are led by Tyler Gillum, assisted by Adam Virant, Ryan Kellogg, Bryce Stover, and Reggie Horton. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you're able and remove your caps. Here to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome Adam Lee Decker.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Lee Decker.
Phenomenal rendition of the national anthem. I gotta get me a pair of those pants. Let's go sweet with that yellow bananas jersey. And we are about to be underway. Game 32 in the history of the Banana Ball Championship League. It's the third time that the Savannah Bananas and the Texas Tailgaters do battle. The second time this weekend, a thriller last night. Tailgaters domination through 8 innings. And then a 3-run rally by the Nanners in the 9th. And after 3 rounds of showdowns, the boys in yellow earned their 5th straight win. Reggie Horton and company trying to make it 6 straight this afternoon. The Tailgaters with their ace on the mound, a win away from clinching the 2 seed in the Banana Ball Open this coming week. And a heck of a defense behind Chris Clark. Only 5 errors on the year, tied with the Bananas for the lowest in the BBCL. Left to right in the outfield, you see Zach Watson, Indiana Stanley, and Jose Gonzalez Jr. Third to first in the infield, it's Jordan Barth, Jordan Hussein. Kyle Martin at second, doubt we will see him there. And then Mac Danford at first. Taylor Justice behind the dish. This afternoon, Jonathan Luters, the designated fielder. I'd bet he spends all 9 innings at 2B.
Yeah, 100%. I think the biggest reason the Tailgaters were the first team to reach triple digits in the trick play category this year is because you got Jordan Hussein, who's 3rd in trick plays, and Jonathan Sunshine Luters, who leads the Banana Ball Championship League in that category. But the most important connection is not who's going to be up the middle today, but rather who's in the battery. Taylor Justice has been the person personal catcher the entire year for the ace who's on the bump, big number 44, Chris Clark. These two guys, ever since spring training, just worked so well together. There's actually Darius Troche, who's the bullpen catcher for the Texas Tailgaters. He came up to me one day, he said, you know, I usually catch all the guys' bullpens, and I love catching Chris. He goes, Chris pulled me aside one day and was like, how much sense does it make if Taylor just catches my bullpens? the chemistry that both of these guys have, which is why this has been such a successful battery for the Texas Tailgaters, and why Chris Clark has had so much success in his first year of Banana Ball. I mean, look at that, a .66 ERA, 22% whiff rate. What does that mean? That means on 22% of all the pitches Chris Clark has thrown this year, it has been a swing and a miss. Just for comparison, Shohei Ohtani has a 22% whiff rate this year in Major League Baseball. Chris Clark down there, he's the leader of this pitching staff. He's one of the leaders here on this team, and he's getting the boys fired up, Taleb.
There's a reason he was the 3rd overall pick in the Banana Ball player draft. He had arguably the best pedigree of any pitcher, and he's backing it up on the mound. A 159 opponent's batting average this season. He's having righties only batting 107 against him. It feels nearly impossible for those right-handers to get hits against big Chris Clark.
We'll take a look at that aforementioned Savannah Bananas lineup going up against the 6'7" right-hander. DR at the top, as per usual, then Reese Alexiadis, Max Young-Goldberg cleaning it up, Dan Oberst, the walk-off winner in the 3rd round of showdowns last night. Then Kyle Jackson, Bill Leroy, Jackson Olsen in the bottom 3, Robert Anthony Cruz, who had that game-tying homer in the 9th, Ty Jackson, and Ryan Cox to round it out.
And it's Ryan Cox. I mean, he just continues to excel at the bottom of this order for the Bananas. You don't want to sleep on him. You see the OPS north of 1,000 for Coxie. He had the home run last night for the Bananas. I mean, this guy's doing everything right, both defensively and especially in the batter's box. He's prolifically one of the game's best batters in the months of February and March. That's continued into early April.
I think it's so key in this sport to have a 10-hole guy who could turn it back up to that top of the order. Coxie has been one of the biggest reasons that this Bananas lineup has had the offensive success they have had this year, Biko.
1.370 OPS from your 10-hole hitter is downright ridiculous, especially when you're talking about Banana Ball's all-time leader in trick plays as well, the shortstop captain of your infield, Ryan Cox. The offensive renaissance continues. It's fantastic with the stick a year ago, even better here in 2026. Let's get it down to Big Yellow.
Fans, today we have a special first pitch, and today's first pitch will actually count in the game for either a ball or a strike. So for today's first pitch, please welcome a first-team All-ACC member, a second-team All-American from your Tar Heel basketball team. Please welcome Caleb Wilson!
Caleb Wilson, one of the very best players in all of college basketball. In a year where there were so many freshman phenoms, there was a guy who played over in Durham who was the National Player of the Year. We don't have to talk about Mr. Boozer. Let's talk about Caleb Wilson, who still is yet to make the decision whether he's going to stay here or go play in the NBA. And he's throwing out the first pitch with a Tailgaters hat on.
This is a projected top 5 pick in the NBA if he does choose to go pro. Good looking pitch. That's a strike.
A perfect strike. One more time.
Easy call for Trey Hudson. All right, Jesse, we're going to start this clock, buddy. Here we go.
And now it is time. On 3, I need everyone here to yell, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
What a pleasant surprise to get things going this afternoon. We had no idea Caleb Wilson was throwing out a first pitch that counts. We had no idea there was a first pitch that counts.
I didn't think there was anybody in the ballpark taller than Chris Clark. And then you bring up Caleb Wilson. That's cool, man.
Pulled out the 6'10" superstar for the Tar Heels. Chris Clark, as we mentioned, 6'7". It is easy gas. And the first batter he faced in his Banana Ball career, DR Meadows struck out looking on a 3-2 fastball all the way back on February 28th in Tallahassee. This time shoots the 0-2 foul. And Chris Clark, that big body, 7 years in the Chicago Cubs minor league system, it is such easy velocity. But not many guys tougher to strike out in the sport than the Doctor. 6 sprints, 5 Ks this year. Comes in with the Bananas team best .472 batting average, and the broadcaster's jinx in full effect. 2 times DR has seen Chris Clark 2 strikeouts now.
Chris Clark, there's something about that fastball. He loves going to 2-strike fastball right there. Goes to his changeup to left.
Well, you see nice movement on that changeup as well, running just a little inside on DR Meadows as well. That's traditionally a good way to work on DR Meadows. He's always trying to fight up those inside pitches. You're hoping you can jam him, roll one over to third, but instead Clark gets the punchy.
Heater misses high to Reese Alexiadis. 1 for 4 last night with the ball for sprint. The number's still fantastic, as you can see, here in his 3rd World Tour.
I got something controversial for you. I like that navy blue cape better than the red one.
Woo-wee! I agree.
With the white, most definitely.
100%.
Compliments it way more.
2-1. Fouled away. And you see why Chris Clark is such an uncomfortable at-bat for righties in particular. You've got that fastball and the changeup both bearing in on right-handed hitters. Does not feel like he's 60 feet 6 inches from you. Feels a lot closer as he just misses the inside corner with the slider. He's got a 9-pitch mix. Kitchen sink kind of offering. And that's another strikeout.
Ponche for the first 2 outs of this ball game. Chris, he's got a plethora of celebrations, a plethora of pitches, and a plethora of ways to get you out. Right there, full count. He goes a little slider action.
Yeah, I mean, through the first month of this year's World Tour, only 1 pitcher had more value over a replacement pitcher than Chris Clark. It was David Griffin of the Indianapolis Clowns, but these guys were practically matching each other as far as the new rookie arms are concerned.
Now Max Young-Goldberg with a smile for the menacing righty on the bump. Count even at a ball and a strike. MJG, odd evening. 0 for 1, got a walk-off on a ball that didn't leave the infield. Hit by a pitch twice and worked a ball for a sprint, so good ball game for the hold on base percentage.
0 for 2, he was the golden batter as well last night.
Right. Yep, little flare out in the 9th to Jordan Barth. Fouls that one off himself, count even at 2-2.
Dare I say, Chris Clark strikes out the side, 1, 2, 3 to begin the ball game here.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. That's a sword for MJG. Chris Clark does strike out the side.
And it comes in 3 minutes and 14 seconds for the right-hander. Impressive stuff from Chris Clark.
Here's the first one against the Doc. Goes front door changeup. The second one against Reese Alexiadis goes a little slider action. Swinging, and then here comes the sword on the 3rd Ponche of the inning against Max Young-Goldberg. Chris Clark wants to win more than anybody else in that entire locker room, but he's got to face an awfully good defense here in the Bananas.
Nanners with the classic setup for a 2nd straight game. Left to right in their outfield, Super Reese, the Doctor, and then Rack 3rd to 1st in the infield. Once again, it's KJ, Cox, Olsen, and Young-Goldberg. Leroy behind the dish. He has caught every single inning but 1 this year. And Alex Ziegler, the designated fielder once again.
And we saw DR Meadows make history last night, the first outfielder to ever reach 300 career trick plays. Ryan Cox also had a big impact on the game for the Bananas. Started April with 3 trick plays in the contest, and Alex Ziegler had 2 at first base as the designated fielder. You will likely see him at first through most of this game for the Bananas.
In the center of it all, Noah Nisnik, here in his 3rd Banana Ball World Tour, the 2024 Rookie of the Year. A stalwart at the top of this Bananas rotation for a 3rd straight tour now, and you see that 1.64 ERA, 3rd best in the league.
And the only 2 guys above him are also playing in this ball game, and Dennis Hosley and Chris Clark.
Yet for Noah Nisnik, he's, believe it or not, still without a decision this year for the Savannah Bananas. It's really just due to a lack of run support for Niz Nasty, who goes to work against Indiana Stanley and will miss inside with his first pitch.
Ball and a strike on Indy. He didn't get the start last night. We didn't see him in the ball game until he came in as a defensive replacement in the 9th inning in center field. His head coach, Joe Mikulik, as this one scorched foul, was talking about bringing him in the 6th, but this is a hometown weekend for Jason Arendt. Grew up about 30 minutes away in Holly Springs, and Indy said, no, you know what? I want Jason to get to experience a few more innings of this game.
And Indy in the back at the top of the order here had 2 home runs the last time he hit leadoff in Sacramento, trying to go inside out to right field.
Where'd the ball go? It's going to be a ground rule double. No, ground rule single.
Rack just broke the fence.
Bo Jackson-esque. It's only 2:05 down the right field line. Indy, in his first plate appearance of the weekend, able to nestle it between that 50-foot net, courtesy of Netting Pros, and Robert Anthony Cruz. Kind of an optical illusion. Looked like he might have snagged it. No luck. How about Donnie Allen? I always thought Brett Allen reminded me a lot of Pitbull.
It's the float coming out of the ball cap. Looks a lot like Talevsky over here, right? I got the little hair coming out of there.
I know how to wear a bald cap.
That's a guy that doesn't need a bald cap, just a bandana and a stick in his hand. Nick Lopez, all he's done is swung it well since he entered banana ball last year. An all-star, 1 of 3 for the Tailgaters. Last night we seen it in the open, went yah-yah to right center field, and he's getting another opportunity to swing it from the right side against this left-handed laden Bananas pitching staff.
That one bounced off the wall. Stanley will go station to station as Rack plays it well. And Lopez, his second knock of the weekend. The homer came from the left side off Derek Klena.
A lot of guys had the yard card out, and that was a tough position for Derek to be put in. Had that long walk up there as see Mr. Wilson hanging out behind home plate there near the Tailgaters dugout as Jordan Barth steps up.
Flare down the right field line. That is fair. And it'll be out of play, so everybody advances one more base. How about that? 3 straight opposite field singles by the Tailgaters. They've got them loaded. And Stanley at third base is going to be allowed to score on the ground rule single. So that's going to be a walk-off single from Jordan Barth. A little confusion on the ground rules here. It felt like a walk-off, maybe inevitable with the bags juiced, no outs, and Kyle Martin coming to the dish. But Jordan Barth is going to grab his second of the year as you get another look at that one. One hop over the wall.
Either way, Tailgaters leading 1-0 against a really tough couple of pitchers here, Biko and Josh. 2 of the best 3. We mentioned David Griffin, but those have been the 3 best pitchers in all of our sports so far this year. The ERAs really stick out. But Josh, something you talk about so much in our sport, if you fill up the zone, you're going to win a lot of ball games. The ball-4 sprint ratio for both of these guys.
Yeah, both of these guys are ranking within the top 10 in banana ball this season. And you see, because they're able to stay in the zone, not only are they also going to get their strikeouts. Chris Clark, I mean, just striking out the side in the top of this first inning, but also you're going to get a lot of balls put in play. And you see Nisnik, 13 trick plays induced this season, Clark up to 20 for the Texas Tailgaters. So both of these guys are excelling in very similar fashions, and that's why this is such a fascinating pitching matchup on day 2 here in Chapel Hill.
And quite a contrast of styles. Chris Clark sits 90 to 95. It is easy velocity. Noah Nisnik is pretty thrilled when there's a 9 in front of his fastball when it comes to the velo. He sits more 87 to 89. He'll reach back 90, 91 when he's feeling spicy.
You know something I really love about this graphic, though, MPI, we preach quick innings, quick innings, quick innings. that 3-minute and 14-second inning for Chris Clark in the first, that's one of the quicker ones he's had this year. Both of these guys work in a sport where everyone works so fast, a rather rapacious pace, but it works because they're getting a lot of outs and not letting up a lot of runs.
Well, also you're seeing with two guys who have strikeout rates north of at 20% or higher, that slows you down just a little bit on the pitchers, man. So that's why you're not necessarily seeing the quickest innings yet from these guys, because they're throwing a couple more pitches than a lot of other guys on average every inning.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times type of situation for our aces in the first. 3 batters faced 3 strikeouts for Chris Clark. 3 batters faced 3 singles and a walk-off against Noah Nisnik. So 1-0 Tailgaters ahead. A reminder, they led 5-2 going into the 9th last night before the Bananas rallied for 3 thanks to the Robert Anthony Cruz 2-run game-tying shot. Rack is in the pit. It's Dan Oberst, Kyle Jackson, Bill Leroy, and Jackson Olsen before we see the former Nationals minor leaguer, as Clark is going to shovel this one over to first just in time to take care of Danny O. 4 Bananas faced, 4 retired. That's the first ball put in play, though.
Yeah, you'd look and you'd say no trick plays after 1 frame, but just like you said, Biko, 3 hits for the Tailgaters, 3 strikeouts on the end for the Bananas, and right there, Danny O runs really well for a big man. Just had to get that out at first.
Now Kyle Jackson is Chris Clark's going to play a little cornhole. Oh, couldn't get it on the board. That always feels bad to open up a ball game. It's like you want to at least hit some lumber.
60 feet 6 inches, I don't think is regulation for cornhole though, Biko.
Oh, I remember way back in the day, 2022, 2023, Jackson Olsen participated in ESPN 8 The Ocho, their cornhole championship. Had some influencers involved. I think it's more like 30 feet, right? Who knows? Josh, you got cornhole knowledge?
Oh, not off the top of my head. But I've played plenty of it.
I played inside at Jimmy Lewis's house. We were at Lake Travis a few weekends ago. We were playing no farther than 10 feet apart. He absolutely smoked me in the mouth on one of them. I don't think that's regulation either.
27 feet is what it's supposed to be.
Man, that was going to be my guess.
I bet it was. Ball and 2 strikes on Kyle Jackson. And a little excuse me swing. Shoots that right into his dugout, says my bad, boys. 0 for 3 last night with a hit by pitch. Still hitting 400. And that batting average is going to rise. 1 hop off the wall. KJ thinking about 2. Stops right there. Oh no, Indy sail! It goes all the way towards the Bananas dugout. Kyle Jackson is going to end up on third base. A 2-base error from the Tailgaters center fielder. Team that had only 3 errors in their first 9 games this season. That's their 3rd error this weekend.
Yeah, it's awfully surprising to see from Indiana Stanley. Kyle Jackson, he just reached third base. And turns out we're having picture day in Chapel Hill. He's going in the UNC yearbook this year.
The problem was the fly was down. He didn't want it to be enshrined in the yearbook forever.
I don't know. I don't know if the co-eds would have a problem with that.
I don't think they would. I certainly don't. KJ, he had a business decision to make there. He's starting to get sped up. The camera's zooming in. The fly's down. He's like, we got a timer on this ball game.
It's like, it's great decision by Kyle Jackson. He sees nobody occupying third after the throwing error, so he gets the third base. But then you see a little lack of judgment for KJ where, you know, he forgot about the whole fly thing.
Right.
Don't we all?
Amen, brother.
I remember a few weeks ago playing the firefighters in Scottsdale. Brian Chapaner has a walkout. Fly was also not all the way zipped up, so maybe it's just a running joke in Banana Ball right now. I don't know.
Well, that would be historically accurate for the sport. 2022 World Tour, 90% of the flies wouldn't even go up. It's not possible on those pans back in the day. We were balling on a budget in the early days of Banana Ball as Bill Leroy survives that foul ball into the seats. Heck of a ball game last night for the Nanners captain. 2 for 2, 2 ball 4 sprints. Batting average up to 323. OBP up to 432 with the infield in here. Trying to plate the Bananas' first run of this afternoon. Clark can't front door the slider. Ball and 2 strikes. This Bazale got a $100 bill in his jersey? What is happening down there? Bouncer right back up the middle and through. Kyle Jackson scores an unearned run against Chris Clark. And Bill Leroy, red hot. He has reached base all 5 times this weekend. Oh, this is a banger. You guys watch the new SpongeBob movie?
Not yet.
I only believe in one SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Ooh, my gosh. Grant Besser. Was that supposed to happen?
But I do like Ice Spice.
It makes 2 of us.
Fantastic song. You know, you get that song like 5 minutes into the movie. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I thought it would be like a big, massive, dramatic conclusion. You get the SpongeBob Big Guy Pants Okay song.
And Ice Spice at the top of the show is a heck of a way to start off.
Makes sense. Jackson Olsen fouls that one off himself. Not a comfortable experience. 1 run in. Nanners looking for more.
By the way, you mentioned this hot series for Bill Leroy across his last 6 games now. He is 8 for 16 at the dish for the Savannah Bananas. And the difference for him lately, he's seeing more pitches per plate appearance than he was at the start of the year as Jackson Olsen rolls this one into right center field. And Bryce Grisaffi, who's the designated runner for Bill Leroy, he will go first to third and put men on the corners for the Nanners with 1 out.
You know, in the bottom of the first, where the Tailgaters got those 3 straight singles, 3 straight inside out, all Oppo tacos. All 3 of these singles here in the inning for the Bananas have been the same exact thing, right up the middle. Great approach right now by the Bananas, just thinking straight up the middle of the diamond.
Yeah, if you're going to try and turn it around on Chris Clark, that's a pretty tall task. Robert Anthony Cruz is one of the few guys I think would be thrilled to try and pull the ball. He's a pretty pull-happy hitter, and for good reason. He's got all the pop in the world. A couple ducks on the pond, runners on first and third. And a ball and a strike on one of the Nanners' offensive heroes last night. That ball struck well out to left center. It will be plenty deep to bring in Grizz from third. So a sac fly for Rack, and that is a very helpful run when it comes to insurance in earning the Nanners' first point in this ball game. And we're going to get another picture. Bryce Grisaffi joining in on the picture day experience.
That's the same charcoal black backdrop that we had when I was in the 2nd grade at Buffalo Elementary School.
Buffalo Elementary School in South Carolina.
That's right,
man. Clinton?
No, it's in Union, South Carolina.
Yep, that's right.
Charcoal gray, though. I had a little red polo on. It was a good look.
They tell you to tilt your head a little bit, too. I always got that. Every time I had to sit down, they're like, tilt your head a little bit. I never really understood that.
Mine would always to tilt it up because my chin would be pointed too far down.
Bouncer to Jordan Hussein. He whips it between the legs. Bounces it to Jonathan Luters. 25 trick plays on the year for Hussein, but a golden opportunity for the Nanners to knot this game at 1. They've got 2 runs here in the 2nd.
Chapel Hill, the Masters wraps up today, so we thought it was time to play some golf. But this is Banana Ball, so we're going to put a little bit of a spin on that classic game. And when I say spin, I mean literally. Over here on the tee box, we got Jacob and we got Hunter, and they're going to have to hit their golf balls into that bucket over there. But before they hit the ball, they're going to have to spin around 10 times, get nice and dizzy, which is why we call this one the Dizzy Masters. Boys, go ahead and tee up. And now start spinning. Now's a good time to tell you that this is about a 40-yard par 3, but I'm expecting a couple double bogeys at least. They look ready to go. They're going to tee off right now. Big swing, but now we got to get to the ball. When they get there, we got to drop over here, and we got to drop right there too, fell to his knees. Hunter with a commanding lead. This game's about speed more than anything. How fast can you spin? How clean can you hit it? He's stumbling. Hunter swings and misses. Hunter swings and misses again. Hunter swings and misses again. There we go, approaching the green. Jacob finally catches up. We're gonna have them spinning right next to each other. We don't get any relief here, boys. This is the Dizzy Masters. You got to go and get it on that bucket. The first one there. You're right there. We need 10 more spins if you want to hit that thing. Hunter is approaching the hole. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Chapel Hill, give him some support while he spins. He's stumbling. Could this be it? He lines up the putt. He's dizzy. He's moving. He misses. The door is open for Jacob. Someone's got to hit the bucket. Jacob, this could be it right here. Big swing out to the right. We got to go. Miss it. Not even close. Oh, he missed it, pulled along. We got to get the bucket. Here we go. Right here, boys. I'll help you out. Someone hit the bucket. Boom, there it is. A come from behind victory. Your winner, Jacob. Now batting.
Impressive come from behind victory right there. That's exactly what Rory McIlroy is trying to hold off this afternoon. Still in the lead, last I checked.
Tied for it.
Oh! It's pretty spicy. 4, 5, and 6 due to swing it in the Tailgaters lineup. Kyle Martin, Taylor Justice, Jose Gonzalez Jr. Big boppers with the Gators chasing 2 runs. Kmart with his second home run of the year last night. Came in the 8th inning, left on left against Grant Besser.
Gave him the outright lead and runs batted in for the Texas Tailgaters this season. Now pops one up over on the left side of the diamond. Kyle Jackson in shallow left will tip this one up to himself and haul in the first trick play of the afternoon for the Savannah Bananas.
I think they want to try to go double trick play there between KJ and Coxie. KJ lost that one in the sun just ever so slightly, still able to get the trick play and out number 1.
Well, I don't think he was expecting to tip it behind himself, more over to the left of him to Ryan Cox. That didn't happen, and in those scenarios, you know, the Bananas are just making sure that they at least get one. So let the guy who tips it stay with it to make sure the out's recorded.
What a pick for the Dunkin' Donut hitter of the game, Taylor Justice. If he goes down on strikes, over 50,000 fans on hand get a free donut. But this is your tour leader with his, well, your Tailgaters leader rather, with his .429 batting average. Tour leader with his .952 slugging percentage and 1.430 OPS. Taylor Justice came into Banana Ball known for his defense. Lifts this one out to shallow right center. It's gonna fall, Bermuda Triangle, right between Meadows, Cruz, and Cox. And when it's going right, it's going right.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you're hot, you're hot. And Taylor Justice has been. Hit his 3rd home run of the year last night, which again, playing at a football stadium, it was by far, it would have went out in a baseball stadium, dead center here at Chapel Hill.
Any baseball stadium on the planet.
And now just continues hitting. He has now gotten hit in 7 out of the last 8 games that he started here for the Tailgaters. There's Jacob Pippersick now running at first.
And Justice 3 for 4 on the weekend.
Well, I'll tell you something to follow here, although I know it's early. We've seen 4 of the first 5 guys for the Texas Tailgaters batting from the right side. All 4 of them have a base knock off of Noah Nisnik today.
And all 4 of them going the opposite way. That ball is smoked. Jose Gonzalez Jr. peppering it off the net. It comes back into play, and Pippersick getting a stop sign. Well done by D.R. Meadows to keep the speedy kid out of Long Island University from scoring.
Pip was ready to go. Joe Mikulik threw up that stop sign and was all the way down the sideline there trying to get him to stop. Couple of ducks on the corners here, and you got McAdoodle up.
That was a smart play by Mick. Pippersick's not the runner who matters. Jose Gonzalez Jr. on first is the inning tie-in run. And now we got ourselves a pickle. Jackson Olsen is going to apply the tag as Pippersick scores. And pretty similar to a situation that happened the exact opposite way last night, where it was Bryce Grisaffi who got thrown out trying to steal, with the Tailgaters up 2 runs in an inning. Tailgaters traded an out for a run. Bananas do the exact same thing today because it's exactly what you should do defensively. It looked like Brother was just caught napping there. I mean, didn't even dart back towards first on the pickoff from Nisnik.
Well, before Noah ever threw a pitch to Mac Danford, Jose Brother Gonzalez was dancing around an awful lot over there at first. So I think Brother was trying to make something happen over there. A plus runner, but again, you don't want to trade it out for a run there if you're the Tailgaters.
Well, and Ziggy originally was not holding him on at first. Actually, that's Max Young Goldberg still out there at first base. Big swing and a miss. Mac Danford helping Nisnik out on the 3-1 offering. Count is full. Bounced to Kyle Jackson between the legs across the diamond in plenty of time. And thanks to a base running blunder, the Savannah Bananas win the second inning 2-1. They tie this game at a point each. Another look at trick play number 14, make it number 15 on the year for Kyle Jackson. He had a pair in the frame.
It's something we talk about all the time, making those fans first moments here with Fans First Entertainment. The guy who's on the pitching mound today for the Texas Tailgaters done it an awful lot this year. Chris Clark has these beautiful custom pair of spikes he's pitching in today, painted up University of North Carolina colors. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen, and you can bid to win those. Bidding starts at $1. All proceeds go to Bananas Foster. The bidding just began at 3 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. Chris Clark, 3 strikeouts, 3 up and 3 down there in the first. Conceded a couple runs there in the second. The ace of the Texas Tailgaters pitching staff. You can bid to win those shoes. And again, all proceeds go directly to Bananas Foster. This isn't the first time he's done something like this year. My favorite thing that he's done so far with his spikes, a couple weeks ago, he's done it each of his outings so far, actually. I was talking to him, and I see him in the crowd, seen him wandering around. I said, Chris, what were you doing after you threw 4 scoreless today? He said, well, I went to go find a kid, farthest part of the yard, took my shoes off, and said, here you go. We were in Scottsdale. He took a ball wrapped up with $40 on it, threw it to a guy with a note in there and said, beer on me. I mean, this is just the guy who knows all about making those fans' first moments, and it just so happens he's been the best starting pitcher in the sport this year as well.
And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to. Chris Clark, it's going to be a bonus surprise. He's also going to add a signed banana ball, a signed Major League Baseball, and he's going to write a little handwritten thank you note with a funny MLB story and a funny banana ball story in there. So, like, this is not just a custom pair of cleats that he's literally pitching in right now. I mean, it just goes back to everything you were saying. He's fans first through and through. It's all about plussing the experience. And Chris Clark, this is really cool stuff from a banana ball rookie. Completely understands what this organization and this sport is all about. And no surprise, a guy who spent 7 years in minor league baseball, Clark said that he always loved, after his outings, going out and signing autographs with the fans. Normally it was maybe 500 fans at games, not 50,000, as Ryan Cox bounces it to Mac Danford between the legs over to Clark covering. And a trick play for McAdoodle. We're knotted at 2 trick plays each as the Nanners trying to win the equalizer point.
Just the second bucket of the afternoon. Chris Clark does a really good job of getting over there covering the bag. As now, Josh, got a new guy hitting in the top of the order here for the Bananas.
Yeah, it's Easton Parrish coming into the box. Getting a report from Sam Bauman down on the field saying that DR Meadows is questionable to return to this game, dealing with a little bit of a hamstring injury at the moment. So he's currently getting evaluated. We will see if Meadows potentially re-enters this game, but for right now, Easton Parrish will replace Meadows in the batting order.
Banana ball rookie Nanner's 7th round draft pick out of Lavernia, Texas. Started his college career at Ponona College, JUCO, then finished up with 3 years at St. Mary's University out in San Antonio. Heater just misses the outside corner. Home plate umpire Trey Hudson making the call. Big swing and a miss. And the count even at 2-2.
Well, obviously the Meadows situation not ideal, but you do get another left-handed bat in the box trying to go over the 50-foot nets here in Chapel Hill. And Mac Danford was eyeing another trick play here in the inning. Struggled with the ball, didn't even get any kind of transfer off, but because you didn't see anything like that, just a routine error there for Mac Danford.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Josh. Like you said, you could see the potential intent to go between the legs, but never even made it there as the ball pops out of his glove.
But it looks like he was potentially thinking behind the back flip and the feed to Chris Clark.
I bet he was, but since you can't see the attempt
You can't be completely confident of that.
Right. So, shoddy defense from the Tailgaters this weekend continues. Mentioned it an inning ago. They only had 3 errors coming into the weekend. They now have 4 errors across about a game and a third now, not even. Quick 0-2 count on Reese Alexiadis. He struck out swinging his first time. As Easton Parrish leads off first. And that is a 3-pitch strikeout. Chris Clark going right after Alexiadis, his 4th punch out.
His first strikeout since the one he had to conclude the first against Max Young Goldberg. Reese Alexiadis going down twice via the strikeout. Been a long time since that happened in his first 2 ABs, I bet, Josh.
Yeah, you got Alexiadis, a guy, 8 ball, 4 sprints, leads the Bananas. He's now up to 9 strikeouts, but he's trying to make it 2 straight tours with more sprints than Ks. Very impressive for a guy who swings the absolutely lights out of it as far as max effort hacks. 2-0 count now on MJG.
It's kind of the approach of this Bananas lineup, Nico. Heading into this weekend, the Bananas only had 1 more strikeout than they did ball 4 sprints, 49-48. I mean, this is such a patient lineup here. Max Young Goldberg thought he was putting that on display right there. Instead, strike number 1.
And safe harbor rule in place with 3 balls. Young Goldberg left the box, but no penalty since there were 3 balls. Still his count, and there is a very easy decision on ball 4. Easton Parrish getting a stop sign. He will hold up at 3rd. Sticky situation now for Chris Clark, runner on the corners with 2 outs.
Tough situation here. Got Dan Oberst, runners on the corners. Another inning that is being furthered because of an error in the field. Chris Clark really trying to bear down here and to throw up his 2nd 0 of his outing here in the top of the 3rd.
And you've got a guy in Oberst batting .357 this year with runners in scoring position.
All right, Jonathan Luters, the foot juggle. Trick play number 30 on the year for Sunshine, and it's a goose egg for Chris Clark, stranding a pair.
So huge in the grand scheme of the ball game right there. Jonathan Sunshine Luters, another trick play, hangs up a 0, and now it's time for Bananas Foster.
Across the United States, there are over 400,000 children and teens in foster care without a permanent home. Look around. That's enough to fill Kenan Stadium 7 times with the number of children currently experiencing care. To raise awareness and support this community, we created Bananas Foster, the official nonprofit of Banana Ball. Our organization is dedicated to celebrating those in the foster care community while educating and inspiring others to get involved. Today, we are celebrating the McCauley family. 7 years ago, Randa was called to make a difference in her community, so she became a single licensed foster mom. On top of being a foster parent, Randa is also deeply rooted in advocacy and runs a local foster closet that serves over 400 children within her community. In total, Randa has welcomed 28 kiddos into her home while impacting hundreds of children across the state of North Carolina. Fans, please join us in celebrating this amazing family for making a difference right here in your community.
Well, another massive shout out to Rhonda McCauley, superhero in the foster care community here in the Tar Heel State. And we get to watch the Banana Band blast away. And as we head to the bottom of the third, currently knotted at 1 point each. Chris Clark, nice bounce back inning after he allowed 2 unearned runs in the second, leading to the Bananas point this afternoon. Stranded a pair in the top of the third. Now he's going to have Taj Porter, Zach Watson, and Jordan Hussein, bottom 3 in the Tailgaters lineup, due to swing it in the last of the third.
Always a fun matchup to begin this inning. Guys who are roommates for 2 years with each other. A rare time you get to see Taj swing it from the right side, a side which he has worked so much in on from his right side. And Josh, you mentioned that update from Sam Bauman. You got some more for us.
Yeah, you see Reese Alexiadis, he has moved from left field now to center field for the Savannah Bananas. Ty Jackson now manning left field. I think the move is to put Alexiadis in center and hope that you can maximize his trick plays with a lot of balls going out there today.
And as you see, Easton Parrish will take DR spot at the top of the lineup. And into the EH spot is Taj Porter. Down on strikes, 4 pitches, down swinging. Maceo's out on the mound dancing with Niz Nasty, who it is well documented. If you ask any of Noah Nisnik's teammates, it's most likely that's the guy they're going to say is the best dancer on the Savannah Bananas.
You know, every now and then there are competitions, dance-offs for who's going to throw the 3-2-2 pitch in a weekend. And I've heard the likes of Cowboy Kyle and others just say, what's the point of the competition here, guys? We just know Nisnik's going to get it.
I got a dark horse guy in there, Jacob Basela, man. I was watching him during rehearsals the other day. Guy can move. I was talking to Danny Heisley about him. I said, that guy can move. He said, yeah, he's probably 3rd or 4th best dancer on the team already as a rookie.
Ball and 2 strikes on Zach Watson. 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. 0 for 3 rather. We had the golden batter Kyle Martin hit for him in the 9th. As this one, a jam shot. In pursuit, Kyle Jackson, over the shoulder catch. KJ makes a really tough play look easy.
Yeah, he is flashing the leather early in this game. 2 trick plays in inning number 2, and now ranging out into foul territory, it's Kyle Jackson. By the way, moving from the dirt in the grass into the turf. He makes that over-the-shoulder catch. That's a little bit of an adjustment you have to make as a defender, considering that turf is a little more slick compared to playing on dirt and playing on grass.
Yeah, that turf is very, very tough here. Your spikes are playing on that dirt. Tough to go over there in that softer area, I should say, as Jordan Hussein already down 0-2.
Pop up right side. Olsen getting called off by Rack. Backflip in the infield. Robert Anthony Cruz, ridiculous trick play. And a 1-2-3 inning for Niz Nasty.
And that was the smart call from Robert Anthony Cruz as well. Has all the momentum going his way to complete his 4th rack flip catch. And then son of a gun, yeah, he's taking part of picture day 2.
Hey, Jesse, what are you doing out there? We're going to pump it up and take it up to a whole other level right now.
Let's get it down to Jesse.
Baby race, also known as the world's slowest race. We've got Beckham, Journey, John Allen, Asher, Madeline, Joey, Eli, Liam, Kelly, and Poppy, if you're keeping track at home. And fans, it is about to get to a blistering pace. On your mark, get set, go!
We have 10 babies on the grass in front of over 50,000 fans here on the campus of UNC. Nobody moving out of the gate. 10 babies, everybody sitting on their tush. Who's gonna make the first move? It's anybody's race. So far, we only have a baby scooting backwards. And here we go. The crawling starts, not quite in the right direction, and only about 1.5 feet gained. The finish line is going to start moving towards the babies. Oh no. Oh, that's not what you like to see. I mean, sports can be a brutal affair. Looks like an absolutely lovely outing for that little lass. parents begging their children. We are but 10 feet away. All you have to do is crawl to me. You will be a champion of the world's slowest race. Not one single child is listening. Every baby content, hanging out where they are. Some patting of grass, some kicking of feet. Multiple babies looking the wrong direction. And now we've got a scooter. It's not a crawl, it's a little skedaddle. The scoot, a hip heist of sorts. Can it be the method of victory? One more scoot and you can get there. So close, yet so far away. The scoot into the finish line, you bet. What a victory. Not the normal method, but it did the job.
True comeback story, too. That young lad was faced backward for about the first 2.5 minutes. Somehow he just figured it out.
He looked terrified to touch the finish line.
A giant floating yellow line. I'd be scared too if I were him. Could be anything. Still trying to figure out what this whole world is, right? Could be dangerous.
Looks like pollen. I wouldn't want to touch it either, you know?
Maybe it's scorching hot. Who knows? He probably hasn't touched a finish line before.
If Drake was here, he'd say he's taking Benadryl and seeing a yellow line in front of him some days.
Another one of Drake Toll's sleep paralysis demons.
Make sure you stay away from that time.
Sleep paralysis yellow line.
Right. Kyle Jackson is going to dunk this with a hop over that wall. So after seeing no ground rule singles last night, we've already gotten 2 of them. Just 3+ innings here. 2 ground rule, make it 3 ground rule singles. You're right, Jordan Barth had the walk-off to end the first.
First time we've seen a lefty pull one into the net. The other 2 have been righties going Oppo Tacos there.
So Kyle Jackson 2 for 2. Scored one of the 2 runs that led to the inning win for the Nanners back in the second, and now Bill Leroy digs in. He drove in KJ with a bouncer right back through the chute. Bill now 3 for 3 on the weekend with 2 ball 4 sprints, says Kyle Jackson. He got a heck of a jump. Yeah, no chance for Taylor Justice to catch KJ. Perfect 3 for 3 in his stolen base tries this year. And a dangerous pitch from Chris Clark coming to Bill Leroy. 2-0, runner in scoring position. And Bill hunting that short porch. Comes up short, not the right direction either.
Brother just almost broke the fence out there again in foul territory.
Well, if Rack can go through it, I think Brother might be able to tear a hole right in it.
Getting shades of Jonathan Stewart last year in Charlotte.
One of my favorite moments of the tour. Scoring an inning-winning run. Really nice slider to even up the count there for Clark. Two coming to the Bananas catcher. Able to just get bat on ball, flips it foul, and collides with the netting.
This is kind of that difference I was alluding to in Bill's last AB. Started the season, he was averaging 3.4 pitches per plate appearance. Since that, he's been averaging 4.5 per game, and that's what's made the difference in his batting average as the appeal goes down to first base. And they will say that Bill Leroy went around Bryson Wheeler, the first base umpire, ringing him up.
5 strikeouts for Chris Clark today. All have been swinging.
It's a disgusting arsenal. Reference 9 pitches, 4-seam, 2-seam cut fastballs, slider, curveball, changeup, knuckleball, gyro ball, and then a top secret pitch that Chris would not be happy if I shared on the broadcast. So we'll have to wait until he breaks it out. KJ off for third, and once again, stealing that one on Clark. So he doubles his stolen base total on the tour, just to this 4th inning. And now the infield has to come in for the Tailgaters. Jackson Olsen singled his first time.
something Chris has talked a lot about with his pitching staff and talked a lot about here in Banana Ball. Josh, we've talked about a lot how hard it is to hold runners on. I think that was something that Tyler Gillum and KJ obviously had talked about. KJ's getting first to third there.
And you've seen the Bananas, they've really done this against the rookies. They ran all over the Loco Beach Coconuts when they played their 2-game series in San Diego. A lot of newcomers on that squad doing very much the same thing against Chris Clark today. But Clark continues to rack up the strikeouts in today's contest. Now he has matched what Austin Drury did last night for the Savannah Bananas. 6 for CC.
Last 2 coming off fastballs there. Really starting to pump up the gas here in the 4th inning. And Coach Rack's got something for us.
Some people make it hard with me, that isn't the case. 'Cause I get so easy to fall in
It's about as calm, relaxing of a walk-up as you'll ever get in Banana Ball. How about the camera guy?
Stilts! Come on now! It's not just up there to hit and pitch. And every now and then, knows how to hold the camera.
I thought it was Caleb Wilson again. You know, he's just towering over everybody.
Yeah. Oh, man. They probably just forgot to ask Caleb, right?
Caleb Wilson, 6'10", Stilts 10'11", so still a little difference between those 2 twin towers. Bouncer to the right side. Jonathan Luters between the legs. Second trick play of the ball game for Sunshine. Chris Clark strands another runner on third, and it is 4 innings without an earned run for Clarkie.
Bucket bad. Tailgaters now lead the trick play battle 4-3 after Sunshine. Yet another trick play. 31 for him on the year, leading the BBCL. Jesse Cole, hey baby now.
Feet. All the way around the stadium, everyone on your feet. We're gonna pump it up with some hey baby now. So let's get those hands up in the air, all the way up in the air. Get everybody's hands, we're gonna pump it up. And follow along, here we go. Clap those hands. Keep it going. Now keep it clapping as we shuffle. Now let me hear you sing it. One more time. You guys are amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause.
A beautiful scene here in Kenan Stadium. Over 50,000 fans moving it and grooving it to the timeless Banana Ball tradition of Hey Baby. And you want to talk about big boys. Connor Harris the 6'8" righty, first man out of the pen for the Nanners.
Yeah, and I like the thought behind putting Connor Harris, the first man out of the bullpen. Noah Nisnik, a pretty crafty left-hander, not a guy who's going to overpower you like we spoke about earlier. Meanwhile, Connor Harris, a pretty live fastball, so you're forcing these Tailgaters bats to try and speed up against the right-hander who's got a lot of moving pieces that you see on the pitcher's mound.
And when he faced the Tailgaters at FSU, a scoreless frame in his debut banana ball outing. So a lineup he doesn't know too well, but did throw up a 0 back at FSU against them.
2025 visitor. And the Bananas 8th round draft pick. With a ball and a strike on Indiana Stanley. Top of the lineup. Lope on deck, Barth in the hole. And Connor Harris going from the windup for the first time in his banana ball career. When he was with the visitors, injured his thigh in a dance-off before he ever played a banana ball game. And because of that, didn't have the push-off that he's used to as he gets Indy out in front, flailing at the big bender. Strikeout to start Connor Harris's afternoon. So he went from the stretch, also good for just increasing his MPI, less time between pitches. And worked out well with the visitors, so he started his Bananas career the same way. And hasn't been as pinpoint with his accuracy on the mound as he would like. So he's thrown from the windup for the first time since he finished up at Winthrop University, spring of 2025.
I got to watch him last year. It went to very successful working out that windup. You mentioned that injury kind of limited him. It's good to see him back to 100% and working out of what is natural for him working out the windup.
Ball and a strike on Lopez, who turns around to hit from the left side after he singled from the right side against Noah Nisnik.
What's Lope got going on with his uniform today? Never seen him wearing unbuttoned and untucked.
Getting some inspiration from the Bananas designated hitter.
That's what I was about to say.
Great minds think alike. Except an undershirt for Lope. Dan Oberst has never heard of the word. That was filthy from Connor Harris. Kick change and back-to-back strikeouts.
Well, here's the thing right now. The stuff looks incredible, and everything gets the table off of the heater for Connor Harris, much like we saw from Austin Drury last night. And there's that signature strikeout celebration Connor Harris was posting all across social medias before he started this 2026 season.
And look at DR Meadows. Out for the game. It sounded like he might have pinged a hamstring. We certainly hope it's not serious, as this one is bounced to Cox. 360 behind the back, throw to first! And Ziggy can't scoop it. Official scoring decision.
I'm going to lean hit.
I agree.
With the range up the middle. And just because I don't think, again, the transfer there is the thing that's stopping Jordan Barth from reaching base. That's got to be a single.
And Barth looked like he was going to beat that either way.
Yeah.
So Barth, who walked off the first with a ground rule single to right, something you can only get when you play banana ball in football stadiums, is 2 for 2 now. And Kyle Martin looks to play hero. Inning-winning run aboard. Big swing and a miss on that changeup. It's just a 3-pitch mix from Harris. Fastball about 90 to 93. Big looping 12-6 knuckle curve. That's how he got the strikeout of Indiana Stanley. And then the kick changeup. Does Bill Leroy have room to play with? Yes, he does. And Big Bird strands a man. Couple strikeouts. Scoreless inning of relief for Connor Harris.
Tunneled so well there. You mentioned it. That fastball and then catching such a big bat like Kyle Martin out front. That was an excellent inning there from Connor Harris.
And efficient as well for Harris. 3 minutes and 29 seconds for the rookie.
So we are still tied at 1 point apiece through 4 innings of action. Chris Clark, fantastic this afternoon. I mentioned earlier, no earned runs, actually 1 earned run in that second frame, but 6 strikeouts, 1 point earned, 1 point lost. And the first man out of the pen, Brett Sanchez, and with a mic on him. Brett, how do you do today?
How's it going? I'm doing great.
Fantastic, my friend. What's it like to pitch?
Where y'all at?
50-yard line, all the way up on the 5th level.
I see you.
What's it like to be in the middle of this madness, man?
Man, it's awesome. This is my first time in North Carolina, and you know, I didn't know that how big their football stadium was. And for an ACC school, it's not that bad.
High praise.
You know, Brett comes from Louisiana, so he's more of an SEC guy. Stank. This is the first football stadium we played in since FSU, the second of 5 this year. What has been the biggest differences you've noticed from playing in a football stadium to just your traditional old baseball stadium?
You know, my football stadium debut was very short-lived. I gave up a pretty solid homer down the right field line to Jackson Olsen. So, but looking over there, it does look intimidating over, you know, a baseball field where it's a normal field. So
you just don't have to look over there then. You just
Exactly.
look at home plate and look at Ty Jackson.
I get to look at Ty Jackson. Look at that beautiful face.
You just got to boot up the Christian Davis ground ball machine.
Christian Davis, ground ball machine, go Burr.
You know, because I'm not really a ground ball guy.
That's okay, Brett. Yes, you have been inducing a lot of fly balls this year. 2-0 count on Ty Jackson, Ryan Cox, and Easton Parrish waiting in the wings. And this is going to be a tough play. Wow. Couldn't have placed it better between Gonzalez, Stanley, and Luters, and that's an errant throw. But great backup. Taylor Justice keeping his former Bananas teammate on first base.
You see that fly ball I gave up?
You know what? We just need you to get the ground ball machine going. You know, you've induced 20 trick plays this year, which you did want to know that. You asked me for that one the other day. We could use one right here, a little double play action, huh, Stank?
Brett, I don't believe in the broadcaster's jinx, so this is where I tell the world you have 9 2/3 straight innings without allowing an earned run.
Why would you do that, Biko?
Because I trust in your stuff.
Yeah, but still. What are we doing here?
This is our job. We have to tell the world how good you've been pitching. Oh, 360. That was dope.
You saw Ty Jackson go back there? Dang it.
We were working on that in the locker room the other day, huh,
I
Brett?
know it was. Was it 3-2, Biko?
Yes, payoff coming.
All right, thank you.
That's what we're here for. Called strike 3. Cox out looking as Ty steals second.
Do the thing, do the thing.
Woo!
Thank you.
I've been looking forward to that one all year. Mic'd up. That's awesome.
The mic'd up thank you celebration. Can't make it up. Can I get an explainer on where the nickname Stank comes from?
I'm a very gassy human being.
I was last night too, so.
Here, I'll give a story real quick.
Yes.
I had Grant Besser and Tristan Levesque sitting behind me on the bus. Catch it. Yeah! See ya!
Easton Parrish.
I love you!
Fouls out to that fan. What a snag. Gets an out for our man on the mic, Brett Sanchez.
All right, back to my story now. I was sitting in front of Grant and Tristan.
Yes.
And I farted, and both of them gagged. It was awesome.
I don't know if you can say fart.
Okay, well, I stunk it up.
What is that not? Does the FCC not like that word?
No, the FCC loves that word. It's the ACC that has a problem with
it. There it is.
I'm just kidding, North Carolina fans. I love you.
Pride of Slidell, Louisiana, everybody. All right, now Reese Alexiadis.
No.
All right, I think this was my fault.
Yeah, Bika, I'm 100% blaming you here.
That's on me.
Because that's 2 really good pitches where in a normal stadium, Ty Jackson's out there. Oh, here.
Ty Jackson
Max.
just hit you with the thank you.
Did he?
Yeah, I
it's
think
okay,
so.
I did it first.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery, something like that, right?
Like that
Sincere?
kickoff move Brett Loftus.
I like it. I love it. I love watching your
Hey,
outings
give me
from up
another
here.
one. Give me another. Dang it. Bring a glove. Why is everybody barehanding these?
Hey, what's the story why you don't wear socks when you pitch?
You see how everybody's sweating out here?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm cool. The wind's hitting my legs. It's hitting bare skin. So.
The 360 is awesome.
I love how the people on first base go back because it looks like a pickoff.
Only in banana ball.
Watch this one, Biko. Ah!
Yup. Strike 3!
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Clip it and post it everywhere. I'll collab with you, Steak.
Brett Loftus, I love you. Pico, I love you a little less right now.
Yep, that's super fair. Hey, Josh, charge that earned run to me, okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you, Brett. We say goodbye to Brett Sanchez. We say hello to Alan Sadoff. Chugging some Duncan. Oh. Big Bon Jovi fan? Okay. Keep grabbing kids. Oh, gosh. He's okay.
So a little backstory behind that, if I may.
Please.
Big Al, who is a rather shy guy, right? I think Biko, Josh, all three of us could agree on that.
Maybe the shyest in Banana Ball.
100%.
Shyest guy of all time.
100%. He texted Zach Frangel, the director of entertainment here with the Savannah Bananas, and sent him a video from a Celtics fan, I don't know, about 12 years ago, doing that in the old TD Garden. He said, I want to do this in a football stadium this year. Franz said, what? But sure enough, Big Al just absolutely killed that as he enters the ball game here for the Bananas. 3 home runs he's conceded this year, Josh Zalewski. All 3 have come from the Texas Tailgaters. That was back at Florida State in the 8th inning of that ball game. But Big Al, otherwise, the past couple of weekends, again, still trying to drive that ERA down.
Yeah, he's been getting hit a little harder than I think he expected. I mean, it's a little bit of bad luck for Alan Sadoff to start his young Banana Ball career, but you see only 2 ball, 4 sprints, 5 strikeouts. He has clearly flashed elite stuff to be able to strike out a lot of guys. And so Alan Sadoff just looking for a little bit softer contact and some better results here in Chapel Hill. And mind you, you mentioned 3 home runs for the Texas Tailgaters against him in Florida State. Of course, that was with favorable dimensions over to right field, very much like we're seeing here in Chapel Hill this weekend. So keep that in mind.
Sadoff has Justice, Gonzalez, and Danford. 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. And a big swing and a miss on the cutter from Big Al. 4-pitch mix, fastball in the low 90s, sweeper and changeup. Will also be employed from time to time. Spent 3 years in the Seattle Mariners minor league system. And another one of the many Mark Crocco disciples. Spent 3 years at Erskine with Croc as his head coach. Peter dots the inside corner to even up the count. Justice a single his first time. Able to get a piece of the slider. Taylor 3 for 4 on the weekend with the moonshot home run last night. Swing and a miss here. Slider for the strikeout for Big Al after the huge walk-up. And he's going to get himself a picture.
And this is what we were talking about with Sadoff. Great strikeout ability at 19% entering today's contest. And broke out that great breaking ball against the hottest bat in the Texas Tailgaters lineup right now, Taylor Justice.
And everybody just got him some Dunkin' Donuts after Taylor struck out right there.
Alan Sadoff, man of the people. Faces a fellow former minor leaguer, Jose Gonzalez Jr. Time in the Astros minor league system. That ball blasted to dead center and off the netting. Alexiadis fires it in. He's got a cannon, and Gonzalez respects it. Ball gets all the way to Bill Leroy. But by that time, Jose back at first base. He's 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
You know, we've seen some errant throws back in from center field, but guys, I want to pose a question here. Do we think the depth perception from these infielders, something's messing with them by looking out to center field? The reception from the ball here in this day game has been a little subpar from both sides, from balls coming in from center field.
Yeah, we've seen it a handful of times now.
Well, there's, no batter's eye in these parks, which of course can affect the batters in the batter's box. I mean, I would think it can kind of be the same way for your middle infield duo. They see a lot of balls coming in through that batter's eye as well. So, yeah, depth perception could certainly be a little bit of an issue here today, Brett.
Matt Danford here in his second tour with the Tailgaters. Popped up right side. Fans do not catch it in the second deck. Bounced into a trick play from KJ at third his first time. Swing and a miss. High, stinky cheese from Big Al for his second punch out of the frame. Taj Porter, you got something special for us? Question mark? Exclamation point.
They call him the quad fella because all them trade trucks he's walking on. Get low, TP, get low.
Joe Sperone was another one of Greg Toll's sleep paralysis demons, just mirroring Taj in the background.
It's because Joe doesn't want to wear a shirt ever anymore. Ever since FSU, I hadn't seen that guy in a shirt ever.
If I was Joe Sperone, I wouldn't wear one either.
100%.
Throw behind brother, he's back in time. Wise to the back pick from his former collegiate Bananas teammate Bill Leroy. Ball and a strike on Taj, who went down swinging his first time. That was from the right-handed batter's box against Nisnik. Swings through the fastball. See what Sadoff goes to here. Swing and a miss, sticks with the heat, and Alan Sadoff strikes out the side, cartwheeling off the field.
We saw Clark strike out the side in 3 minutes and 14 seconds. How about 3:37 there for Alan Sadoff? These rookies carving out of the bullpen.
Well, here on the campus of UNC, let's send it to our resident UNC. Sam Bauman, what do you got for us?
Hey, yeah, what's up, guys? I know it's UNC people be saying UNC, but I don't know what they're talking. They're capping. Hey, you see any UNCs down here?
No.
You didn't see any UNCs. Hey, do you guys even know what an UNC is?
No.
Nobody sees the UNC. Hey, can we try and educate our viewers on how to be young and hip like us? You got some words for me?
Chad, Chad, cooked, chopped, Sigma, Rizzler. That's all.
That's all. Hey, we just got educated. Hey, what would you say about the game? How would you describe the game like to kids like us?
I'm guessing that they're having a bunch of fun.
Fun, that word's cool all the time. Anybody else got a new word for me? Keep me young? Yeah, what we got right here?
I love it.
Love, hey, love is cool all the time. It's with my bros. Any messages for the unks out there, the old heads?
Don't think you're an unk if you think you are. Just think of the positive, not the negative.
Hey, I needed that today. No unks down here, just UNC fans with my boys. Josh, Big Brett, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Take all the time you need, Sam.
We got a Giga Chad up here, Chad Reese. He's getting kind of teary-eyed. He really believed in that sentiment.
My favorite part is when the young man asked him a word to describe his ball game today, to use the word love.
It's fantastic.
Young, old, whatever, man.
Wait, that's an early contestant for Sideline Hit of the Year. Yeah. Man. It was inspiring stuff from our youth here. Yeah. And I include Sam Bauman in that.
Brett, did you have any chungus aioli with your biscuits this morning? I'm just curious.
Nah, but I felt like a little bit of
Me and Vika were taking our coffee the Yaki way.
Can't forget the Bev!
Oh, man. I hope Sam's doing okay.
I'm feeling like Unc right now. I was trying to think of a comeback that with some young lingo. I don't know anything to come back with you on that one with. I don't know.
You're okay, young blood.
Josh just mogged you on the broadcast.
Straight mogging, bro.
Sorry, I'll just mute to make him feel better about himself.
And this is a banana ball game that we're watching, everybody. Top of the 6th inning. The Nanners lead 2-1. Thanks to their 5th inning victory. Oberst, KJ, and Leroy due to swing against Brett Sanchez, a victim of the broadcaster's jinx a frame ago. Ended up going 10 1/3 innings without allowing an earned run. As this one is shot past the dive of Danford, and Oberst was looking like he was going to round first. Then Jason Arndt, fresh into the game in right field, thought about throwing to first.
Yeah, Jason Arndt now in right. Jose Brother Gonzalez has moved to left. Zach Watson out of the ball game there.
KJ having a real nice afternoon. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 stolen bases.
Statistically, he's always been one of the most impressive bats in banana ball against the Texas Tailgaters. A batting average nearly 400 as a leaping grab is made by Indiana Stanley. We think in center field. He crashes over the wall. And now all of his Tailgaters teammates, at least 3 of them, out to check and see if he is okay.
Brian Chopere, the Tailgaters AT, is racing out to check on Indiana Stanley. That's one of the best catches you'll see in your life. And you just hope he didn't hit his head going backwards. Crashed into the net, completely disappeared from sight. And his teammates, Tyler Gillum, his AT, all checking on Indy here in his 2nd full world tour. There's the banana ball to the sky. It's an out. That was a ridiculous catch.
Oh my gosh.
And certainly Brian is going to check Indy for a concussion here.
I mean, that's a play that just knocks all the wind out of you. You see Stanley go over this wall, and then yet you're worried about him hitting his head on the ground, but it also looks like you see his legs hitting up against that bench behind him as well. So it's a little bit of a double whammy. Not only do you hit the ground, your legs hit that bench. Hurts you in 2 different spots.
And that's straight concrete. I walked over there yesterday when I walked up in the crowd. That is straight concrete. Looks like Indy's going to be taken out of the game. And like you said, Josh, you put it so well. When you're hitting that concrete, hitting the back of that fence, Indy, the safest play here is to make him sit here. You want to make sure everything is all good with him. But what a way. I mean, still made that catch. Hopefully he'll be all right. I would assume, still waiting to see who we're going to see come in the ball game for Indy.
I mean, no regard for his health at all. That was
0.
He said, I'm going to do everything I can to catch this ball. And an interesting decision here. Do you burn your designated runner and send out Jacob Pippersick?
You sure will.
That's what's going to happen.
You've taken Zach Watson out of the game, so you don't have the luxury of putting him back into this ball game anymore.
Right. You do have Jose Gutierrez. This is his first action in banana ball. He's your last guy on the bench right now as far as position players. Primarily a corner infielder, but has played a decent amount of right field throughout his baseball career. And this past year in spring training in the Mexican League was playing some right field south of the border. So Jacob Pippersick is in. That means the Tailgaters no longer have a designated runner.
Not the first time Pip has played the field defensively this year. Did play right field in Sacramento. First time he's ever playing the field in center field in Banana Bowl.
Well, we also saw him come in as a defensive replacement as well in last night's game, manning right field for the Texas Tailgaters in the 9th.
Well, one of the better plays you're going to see in your entire life by Indiana Stanley. We're back to the action. That's the lone out here in the top of the 6th. 2-2 to Bill Leroy is popped a mile high. Home run in an elevator shaft. Sneaks into the seats, not caught. Rob KJ of his 3rd knock in this ball game. Please, I beg of you, if you're scoring this game at home, slap a star on that F8 for Indiana Stanley as the heater just misses to Bill Leroy. And he goes down swinging on the next pitch.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. After that ponche from old Steak. Brett Sanchez will exit the ball game after getting out number 2. And another strikeout for him on his day, which will conclude his day after an inning and 2/3. And a man you guys all know and love, making his first appearance of 2026 and his first in Banana Bowl since 2024, Zach Blankenship.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming for Zach Blankenship. Finally out on the mound for the very first time with the Texas Tailgaters, and the first time he has pitched since October the 12th, 2024 in Miami, Florida as a member of the Party Animals. This is very cool for Zach Blankenship, and I know all of his Tailgaters teammates going to be giving him a lot of high fives whenever he's able to make it back to the dugout.
Yeah, this is tour number 4 for Bam Bam. He joined towards the end of the 2023 campaign, part of that magical Party Animals 9-game winning streak at the end of 2023. And Bam Bam, he threw 30 and 2/3 innings for the Party Animals in 2024. Pretty dependable arm in that bullpen. As Jackson Olsen is having a whole dance party here. Big Al playing a prominent role again. Dancing through at the end. It's infectious energy. Hot shot straight to brother. That would be Mac Danford. Brothers in left field.
And what about that? With Zachary Blankenship coming in, faces one batter, gets his first out in a year and a half. That is so big for morale. A guy that has helped lead that team last year from an entertainment perspective, and now able to come in there and get the final out here in the 6th.
Trick play on that, Josh?
I didn't think so.
Okay. And we got a very meaningful game going on in Albuquerque, New Mexico as we speak. Knotted at 2 points each, and the offense for the Party Animals went absolutely ballistic. They scored 4 runs in the first inning. Shirtless Andy Cosgrove and company plating 6 in the second. That was plenty for Brett Helton to work with. So 2 innings in, 2 points on the board. But then Eric Jones Jr., after tying a Banana Ball record with 5 hits last night, tied him with Reese Hampton, most hits ever in a Banana Ball game. He had the walk-off to win the second inning, and then the Firefighters right back at it. Walk-off winners of the 4th, Caden Green. That is your tour leader in batting average and on base percentage. Peanut having an insane second tour. And how about the athleticism from EJ to slap the tag down on that grounder to short? A reminder, we talked about it on the pregame show, but if the Party Animals win, they are in when it comes to the Banana Ball Open. If the Firefighters earn the series sweep this afternoon, then the Indianapolis Clowns, thanks to their sweep this weekend, will get in as the 4 seed in the Open. Beautiful afternoon here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Bananas take a 2-1 lead in points to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Tristan Levesque, 3rd man out of the pen for the Nanners.
Yeah, Levesque just continuing that long string of lefties here in this rotation. I mean, especially what we've seen in game number 2. Really, really strong rookie campaign from Tristan as well. Really has had only one subpar outing. Came in Anaheim, 3.18 ERA. I mean, he's been wonderful. Strikes to ball four sprints, 5-1. Again, that's a ratio you love to see, but a guy who's going to let a lot of balls in play behind him.
Pride of Niantic, Connecticut, the Bananas' 5th-round draft pick. Their final selection on day 1 of the 2026 Banana Ball player draft. Throws a fastball past Jason Aaron, coming off the bench after starting in right field yesterday. And that ball blasted out to left, wrong part of the park. Ty Jackson behind the back. 3rd trick play of the year for Ty Two Fly.
And he comes off the bench, and he's, well, from the extra hitter spot, I should say, in defensively, and has the behind-the-back catch for the 2nd time this season for the Savannah Bananas. And you see Tristan Levesque, the wow on the pitcher's mound. He's dazzled by Ty Two Fly.
Olsen and Cox are going to join their rookie teammate on the bump. How about this dance? You can't help yourself, huh, Brett? And these guys are getting after it. Oh, yeah. Dueling golf swings. And Jordan Hussein with a hot shot out to right center. That'll bounce off the 50-foot net. And a long single for Fiber.
Scoop, there it is for your captain of the Texas Tailgaters, Jordan Hussein. Puts it out there, another one off the fence in right center field. First hit for him in this ball game. And now Jacob Pippersick coming in for the injured Indiana Stanley in the top of the order.
This is Pip's 2nd career plate appearance in Banana Ball. He strongly disagrees with the strike call from Trey Hudson. He doubled in Sacramento, and the batting average and on-base percentage both remain 1,000. Keep putting this guy in the lineup.
Last year at LIU, had 3 pops out of the yard. We got to talk to him. He said he wanted to show him some value by running. I mean, the dude can really swing it, plus defender as well. I think you're not opposed to having your DR also be able to hit, and Jacob Pippersick, an in-season signing for the Tailgaters.
Bouncer to Olsen. He will flip it over to Cox, who gets taken out by Pippersick. Oh, boy, and now we hope Ryan Cox is okay. Yeah, the glove magician up quickly. He took a good tumble after the collision with Pippersick, and you could see Jacob tried to slide. He just got his foot caught in the dirt. Head collided with Cox's knee. And Pippersick is shaken up.
And you know, Biko, they've been talking about the playing surfaces here. All the dirt that was put on this field.
450 tons.
Still very, very firm on top of this playing surface. I think you might have seen Pip's foot kind of flip up because of that. Not quite the softer dirt that your traditional baseball surfaces may have.
Yep, late slide, going in hard, trying to break up the double play, and flipped forward. As you get another look, Olsen had to wait for Cox to get to the bag, and yeah, that was not a fun collision for either of them. This is such a special weekend for Pippersick, too. Guy who grew up a diehard University of North Carolina fan, and college baseball fans will remember in 2024 in the regional right across the street here at UNC. He had that 3-run homer to take the lead against UNC. Legendary moment for Pip.
And who was sitting behind home plate other than his teammate, Tyler Rickett, man. Native of Charlotte, North Carolina. Obviously, Big Rig out for the whole year due to arm injury in preseason. I was able to meet his mother, though, yesterday. Special weekends for both of them. Pip and I. He actually gave me a tour around campus during a rehearsal day on Friday. He is a huge University of North Carolina basketball fan, but that was cool for him to see Caleb Wilson today. Hopefully, Pip will be okay and be able to remain in this ball game.
Inning-winning run on third base. Jordan Barth had the walk-off single to win the first inning. He's 2 for 2. High fly ball. Shallow left. Ty Jackson attacking. And he has it for the third out. Tristan Levesque bends but does not break. Strands the inning-winning run on third and maintains the 1-point lead for the Nanners. And he's going to get himself a picture. Good work, Ty Jackson. Classic pose, too.
A little pookie picture time, huh?
Well, it's been a fun back-and-forth affair when it comes to trick plays this afternoon. It started with Jordan Hussein. First trick play we saw was to put a close to the top of the second, and then Kyle Jackson in the bottom half had a pair of trick plays. A reminder, with the Tailgaters up 5-4 in the trick play battle, if the Bananas get more trick plays as the away team than the Tailgaters going into our final inning, the Bananas will earn the equalizer point. Tailgaters earned it last night in thrilling fashion. 2 trick plays on the last 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning to out-trick play the Nanners 13-12.
Really seems like the equalizer point could be a big-time point that could teeter-totter this ball game right now. 2-1, the Bananas lead it. A guy who's trying to keep it that way is another in-season signing here for the Texas Tailgaters in Matthew Fletcher. Another guy from the Northeast, a Division III guy, Fletch, really been trying to find his changeup early on in Banana Ball. That was his best pitch last year at LaSalle College, where he had 79 strikeouts and only 9 walks. Talk about that for a strikeout to walk ratio.
And Mystic Schooners fans, all the prides of Groton, Connecticut, rejoice. This is our 3rd 2024 member of the Mystic Schooners in the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Their ace was Connor Harris. Their number 2 pitcher in their rotation was Tristan Levesque. Here's their number 3 starter in Matthew Fletcher. All 3 Connecticut guys became really good friends over that summer. They ended up getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs, but it was a special team, and they all formed a really special bond as the 3 top arms on that pitching staff.
Yeah, and the crazy calling card about all of these guys when you looked at their pedigrees going into the player draft was their strikeout to walk ratios. These guys just pounded the strike zone consistently.
And now Matthew Fletcher in a little bit of a standoff with Robert Anthony Cruz. Mac Danford, jump pitch, fastball. That was a pretty good looking pitch. Just misses up and out.
Gives you shades of DR Meadows in Houston 2024. You know why I know that, Biko? Because that was the inspiration when I made the pitch to Ivan Trezak right there. Exactly that there on that pitch there on the standoff pitch.
Jumping over the 6'6" Ryan Kellogg.
Real ball knowers remember Tulsa. 2023.
That's right. It preceded what Tulsa's known for in 2023. Peter just misses up and out. Talk about that strikeout to walk ratio. Matthew Fletcher, D3 LaSalle last spring, 79 Ks to 9 walks. The best in all of D3 baseball. And the appeal down to Vincent Chapman. Robert Anthony Cruz not able to hold up. Fletch with the K.
Second strikeout in Banana Ball for Fletch. And again, we talked about tunneling his fastball. His fastball is going to sit about 85 to 88. Right there, just running it way up. And that's kind of one of Rack's hot zones, able to get him to go around.
Ty Jackson flips this one out to center just in front of Pippersek. Gets by him, but great backup. Jose Gonzalez Jr. keeps Ty to just a single. What a barehanded snag by Brother. Saved the day there.
Second single for Ty Jackson. Also good news to see Jacob Pippersek back out there in the ball game in center field.
Massive. Like we said earlier, Jose Gutierrez, the only position player still on the bench for the Tailgaters, with Indiana Stanley and now Zach Watson both burned. Ryan Cox 0 for 2. Tie off for second. Throw from Justice from his knees. And there's another great backup. Jonathan Luter's in the right spot. Fundamental baseball being shown defensively by the Tailgaters. And we take another look at Ty grabbing his 3rd steal of the year in as many tries. Luters once again showing his value as the designated fielder. Two-one. Bender just misses the outside corner. It's a slider, but it's cuttery, according to the man himself on the mound. Fastball, about 86 to 89. He's touched 91 in his career, did it last spring at LaSalle. Changeup and a curveball. It's a much loopier breaking ball than the slider. Look out, Ryan Cox. That's going to be ball 4. Ty Jackson will score easily from second. Good sprint defense by the Tailgaters. They get it to every fielder behind the pitcher and catcher in short order. Cox at first.
And now each of the last 2 runs that the Bananas have scored, it's been because Ty Jackson has swiped second base for the Savannah Bananas. He was then able to come around on an Alexiadis RBI single, and now that steal of second pays off with Cox drawing the RBI sprint.
It's a big part of why this is year number 5 for Ty Jackson on the Bananas. Tyler Gillum, his green light special base running system. Its motto is pressure bursts pipes. And Ty Two Fly, just the perfect ball player for Gillum.
Been extremely efficient this year as well. Lead the Banana Ball Championship League in stolen bases. Only been caught stealing twice. FSU, Reese Alexiadis, and last night Bryce Grzaf. That's the only 2 times the Bananas have been caught stealing on the base path. So they've ran a lot, but they've also stolen a lot.
Oh, good pickoff by Fletcher, and he's able to snag Grzaf right there. How about that?
First time a Tailgaters pitcher has picked off a man this year. Right there, Matthew Fletcher never crosses the threshold, sidearm over the first. Beautiful stuff and great tag from McAdoodle.
Yep, clear as day. Grayson Wheeler had an excellent view. Easy call. 0-2 coming to Easton Parish. Slider misses wide. And from 0-2 to 2-2. Parrish 0 for 2, fouled out to the fans his last time. Able to hold up. See, the movement on the slider is ridiculous.
He says cutter. It's more of a looping slider every so often as well, 100%.
Payoff. That'll miss above the zone. Parrish with his second sprint this year. Great defense again by the Gators. He stays put at first base.
Super important spot, guys. I feel like in the grand trajectory of this ball game. Already one across here in the top of the 7th. Lefty-righty matchup against such a powerful bat in Reese Alexiadis. This has to be an out the Tailgaters have to have here.
And Super Reese has to be thrilled. And Chris Clark only went 4 innings today. Struck out Alexiadis both times he faced him. And then against Brett Sanchez, that RBI single in the 5th.
They were trying to slow down the bat of Alexiadis by bringing in Sanchez to follow Clark. Didn't seem to do much harm to Alexiadis. And really not a big adjustment going from Sanchez now to Matthew Fletcher, but we've seen yet another big cut and a miss from Alexiadis now.
Deuce is wild, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Parrish leads off first. And a slow tapper, going to be a really tough play. Barth gets rid of his glove, and he makes it. Barehanded it with the left hand. Jordan Barth. Fantastic play to gun down the speedy Alexiadis.
JB with a big play, and Matthew Fletcher with a big timeout. One does score there for the Bananas.
You got that right. Fans, it's about to get weird. Joining me on the field, we have 3 pregnant women. And this is the pregnant woman dance-off. Let's meet our contestants. Your name?
Mary.
Mary, and how long are you pregnant?
I'm 7 months.
7 months. All right, 10 seconds to show what you can do. Fans, you're gonna be the judge of who wins. Here we go. All right, that was intense. And your name?
Amanda.
Amanda, and how many months?
9.
9 months. Good luck to us all. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right. Not bad. What are we doing? All right. And your name?
Jen.
And how long?
Do any day.
Any day. God help us all. Here we go. All right. We actually have to vote now. Was it our first contestant? 7 months. Pretty good. 9 months. Any day right now. What are you? Let's hear it for Jen, the winner of our Pregnant Woman Dance-Off. Fans, you can't unsee that.
No, we cannot, Mr. Cole. Heck of a ball game on our hands this afternoon here from Chapel Hill. Bananas up 2-1 in points. They lead this 7th inning by 1 run and are sending Tristan Levesque out for a 2nd inning of relief. He's got 4, 5, and 6 in this powerful Tailgaters lineup. Kyle Martin, Taylor Justice, Jose Gonzalez Jr. Beefy part of this order, and a dangerous 2-0 count on Martin.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If there was ever an inning where you could overcome a 1-0 deficit, it's having these 3 guys do well.
High fly ball, deep out to right. Kyle Martin, home run in a 2nd straight game here in Kenan Stadium. 3rd of the year for Kmart, tying him for the tour lead.
Welcome to the action. Back-to-back ball games with a yaya, and the Tailgaters now have an opportunity to tie this ball game up at 2 points apiece. Taylor Justice, Jose Gonzalez, and now Kyle Martin. 3 home runs apiece this year. 3 guys that 2 of which you would have expected from with brother and Kyle Martin, and then you throw Taylor Justice in there, the power surge in the middle of this order.
And they've just stuck with that guy in the cleanup hole, now up to 11 ribbies for the Texas Tailgaters, just extending his team lead.
You know, underrated aspect of Martin's year, that was now his 11th run scored, 5th of the weekend. He's leading the Tailgaters in runs scored in the cleanup spot. He's supposed to be driving the runs in. Little flare to Kyle Jackson, takes care of Taylor Justice.
How about that? The 3 guys we just talked about, Martin, Justice, and Gonzalez, the 3 guys do up there. KJ just playing catch with the handle there of Taylor Justice's bat, as now Jose Gonzalez gets a chance to swing in a potential walk-off opportunity.
Really nice of KJ's former visitors teammate to give him some action in the field. So 3 out of the 5 guys tied for the tour lead in home runs, and they hit back to back to back in this Tailgaters order. We get to see them all swing it here in the bottom of the 7th. Ziggy, glove flip between the legs, look out. That was athleticism on display by both Ziggy and Jose Gonzalez Jr. not to destroy Tristan Levesque.
Now coming to pitch, the
Tallest pitcher, Dakota Stilts, all Britain.
The tallest athlete in the known universe. Dakota Stilts Albright. We saw him swing it last night. He takes over in an inning tied at a run each with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Pretty fantastic so far here in his 6th World Tour on the mound, yet to allow a run.
And he's, you know, just as effective as he's always been. Not a guy who's thrown a lot of pitches when he's taken the mound. Didn't even think he was up to a full inning pitched after Anaheim. Kind of broke the news, surprised himself that he had taken the mound. He's been spending a lot more time in the batter's box early this season. But this is Stilts' bread and butter. This is a hard hit liner, fair down the left field line. Great piece of hitting from Mac Danford, trying to stretch this into 2 bases, and he is in safely. Mac Danford now has doubles in each of his last 6 games for the Texas Tailgaters.
took the stat right out of my mouth there, Josh.
Come on now.
He's had multi-hit games in 4 of those 6. McAdoodle has just been absolutely on fire. And what a safe slide. Came up a little bit gimpy there on the backside, walked it off. Max, all good. And now the quad father has an opportunity to walk it off with the inning-winning run, standing 180 feet away.
Danford stays put on the ball that gets little away from Leroy. Taj 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts today. High fly ball, yanked foul. Chance for the fans. They do not catch it. Pretty similar trajectory to Taj's 3-run home run last night. The man out of Mandeville, Louisiana, with a 3-1 count. Ball 4 from Stilts will win the inning for the Tailgaters.
Stilts only has issued out 1 ball 4 sprint so far.
Pours in a strike. Taj thought he had the walk-off. Instead, he gets a payoff pitch. And there it is, ball 4. Patient approach from the quad father. He earns his first walk-off of his 3rd World Tour, and we are knotted at 2 points apiece.
We're tied up in everything right now. 2 points apiece, 5 trick plays apiece. My goodness, Pico and Josh, the 8th inning is about to be so paramount, and it's only a taste of what we're going to see as we head towards Grayson Stadium next weekend for the inaugural Banana Ball Open.
Cannot wait to see how it shakes out. The only thing we currently know is the Savannah Bananas are the 1 seed. The Texas Tailgaters and Firefighters will be in it. What happens currently in Albuquerque, New Mexico will decide if the Party Animals or the Clowns are the 4th team to join it. Currently, Party Animals leading the Firefighters 4-3 through 7 innings of action. And take a look at the standings at this very moment. See the Tailgaters and Firefighters knotted at 5-5. If the Gators win this afternoon, they secure the 2 seed and know they will be the home team on Friday night in Grayson Stadium.
Correct, and if the Party Animals hang on, they only have 5 trick plays, so let's not play into a world of hypotheticals, but there's not going to be a way where they're going to out-trick play these Tailgaters. So if the Animals are able to win that ball game, the Tailgaters would still get the 2 seed. However, Firefighters come back, complete the sweep of Albuquerque, they will be the 2 seed. So there's a myriad of possibilities that we have in Albuquerque and still here in Chapel Hill as it's Flowery Branch's finest, Jonathan Hughes, who now comes in to pitch here for the Tailgaters.
John Boy being used for a 2nd straight ball game. Looked fantastic last night. And what an important 8th inning this is. As it stands, the Bananas would just need 1 trick play in the bottom half to earn the equalizer point. So the Tailgaters looking to make that task a lot trickier. As it's 3-4-5 for the Nanners. Max Young Goldberg, 4th offering from Hughes is the first strike. Dan Oberst on deck. Kyle Jackson in the hole. And did he go around or was it a called strike? The
Looks like
result
called
is the same.
strike.
Yes. So the count's full on MJG. And that is a fastball that just misses. Ball 4. Came in with 2 strikeouts and 1 sprint now. 2 sprints and 2 Ks on the afternoon. A 3 true outcome affair for Max Young Goldberg, who now has 3 sprints on the weekend, plus a couple hit by pitches.
Oh, man. You ever seen a deer in a headlight? What about a Max in a camera lens?
Bryce Grzafi, the Bananas designated runner, will take over for Young Goldberg at first. Saw him go 1 for 2 in stolen base attempts last night. Caught for the first time this year. That was a very good looking pitch. Did not get the strike call from Trey Hudson. Heater in, 2 balls and a strike on Dan Oberst, who swung at all 8 pitches he saw last night. Said he just had a lot of trouble picking up the banana ball. Of course, in these football stadiums, no batter's eye. And so he said, well, if it looked like it was anywhere close to the zone, I was just gonna swing hard. Ended up getting the game-winning walk-off the 3rd round of showdowns thanks to that approach. Jacob Pipersick had no idea where the ball was, and it's going to end up bouncing off the wall in right center. Grzaffi with a great read, nobody covering second, so Dan scampers in with a double.
And why Jonathan Luders was out in the outfield is kind of beyond me, because Jordan Hussein was not towards that second base bag. Oberst spotted that, and that puts him into scoring position alongside Grzaffi. It's guys at second and third.
There's been a few defensive miscues from these tailgaters today that have allowed a few runs and have led to a few points here for these Bananas.
And Arendt was in right field. He was there.
Mac Danford flip between the legs. What a play by John Hughes. Did he keep the bag? Yes. But Dan Oberst racing in, 2-run score. So KJ will pick up 2 RBIs on a ground out to first, and now we hope John Hughes is okay.
Yeah, got his foot on the bag. Oh, my gosh. Tried to get his foot back on there. That didn't look good, boys. He's back to his feet, though, and folks here in Chapel Hill begin to applaud.
Yeah, and he's walking towards the mound, which is a great sign. And that was a really important trick play. 2 runs come across. But Mac Danford flipping it between the legs as the tailgaters ahead 6-5 in trick plays. Jason Arendt and Danford are pleading their case with the crew chief, Bryson Wheeler, that time should have been called. Maybe there was interference on Kyle Jackson. Now Joe Mikulik and Andrew Bartman getting in on the discussion with Trey Hudson.
What Bartman's saying, you can read his lips when he's talking to Trey Hudson. He's saying that Dan Oberst should have not been allowed to come home and score because the runner there in KJ grabbed Jonathan Hughes because it was sportsmanship, grabbing him, trying not to let him fall down to the ground. So therefore they're saying the play should have been dead and Dan should have to go back to third, is the argument being posed by the tailgaters.
And it looks like neither Trey Hudson nor Bryson Wheeler agrees with that opinion coming from the tailgaters dugout.
And to be fair, I think the correct call is made. I think Dan should have been allowed to come home and score. That play happened way down the line. Dan was already halfway home before KJ and Jonathan Hughes ever made contact.
He was already off and running.
Bill Leroy, deep drive out to right. Oppo Taco, the Nanners captain, gets in on the action. First home run of year number 9 for Billy Barrels.
Again, he is red hot right now for the Savannah Bananas. And last season, Bill had the opposite field home run against the Tailgaters in Citizens Bank Park. Now he has the opposite field home run here in Kenan Stadium for the Bananas. And Bill crossing the plate, and he's going to catch up with Sam Bauman, who's got him.
Bill, your first home run. Your first home run.
It's all Sam's
First home run is an engaged man. What's love got to do with it?
It's got everything to do with it, Sam. I love you, Lexi.
Hey, where's that one going? Hold on, guys.
That's going to go into the glove of Jose
felt,
Gonzalez Jr., Sam.
Jacob Pipersick was calling for a tip drill there. Instead, brother calls him off and catches it for out number 2. And with the trick play battle being as close as it is, Tailgaters only up by 1, 6-5 right now. Equalizer Point looms large in the home half of this inning.
Robert Anthony Cruz ahead 1-0. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Sack fly back in the second inning, ground out and a strikeout since then, and he bounces this one to Luders. Sunshine between the legs, 3rd trick play of the ball game. And 32nd of the year for our tour leader in trick plays, an important one as the Tailgaters now up 7-5 in trick plays. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Bananas push 3 runs across, a great chance to take a 1-point lead, maybe 2.
So I need everyone on their feet. Yes, everyone on your feet. Put your arms around your neighbor and get your singing voice turned up loud, because it's time for yellow. Sing it loud, Chapel Hill. And what was it called? We love you so much, Banana Nation, and my friend Mackenzie has something to say too.
To the bottom of the 8th inning we go. The Bananas trying to make it 6 straight victories. Their captain with his first home run of 2026. A cute little smile for his picture, rounding 3rd. And it's a 3-run, top of the 8th inning. We'll send Frankie Moscatello out to try and secure it. If he keeps the Tailgaters to 2 runs or less, the Bananas lead 3-2. If the Bananas can grab 3 trick plays or more, then we'll earn the equalizer point and could take a 4-2 lead into the 9th.
But Frankie Moscatello, he's another one of those guys with a pretty high strikeout rate for the Savannah Bananas. And the thing with Frankie is he's still got to continue to work on his pace on the pitcher's mound. An MPI still incredibly high for Moscatello, and he's just trying to throw with full strength every single pitch on the mound. And in little ways, that's kind of been what's really slowing him down, in addition to, at certain times, frustrations compounding for him when things aren't exactly going his way.
Well, it went his way against Jason Arendt. Takes care of the hometown kid. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And it is a nasty arsenal that Gazoo employs, pride of Rocky Point, New York. Nanner's 6th round draft pick. Fastball sits 92 to 96. He's touched 99. Curveball and a splitter to round it out. It's a very uncomfortable at bat. If he's hitting his spots, he can be as tough to hit as anybody in the sport. And that was not his spot right there.
Usual ballpark, you might try to see a guy try to steal first.
Yeah, the backstops in the football stadiums are very close to home plate. 2-0 to Hussein. And Jordan ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. Tailgaters in the business of base runners. They need 2 guys to reach before they can think about tying this inning. And Heater scrapes the bottom of the zone. Pitcher's pitching a hitter's count. And that fastball misses up. So Hussein aboard for the 2nd time today. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Adds a sprint to his ledger. And does his job. 1 aboard. To the top of the order we go. Jacob Pippersick. Now 2 career banana ball plate appearances. A double in Sacramento. And a hit by pitch today. And it's pretty poetic, the double he hit in Sacramento. He actually ended up on 3rd base thanks to an error from Reese Hampton in center. Pippersick started his college career at St. Elizabeth University with a triple, ended his college career at Long Island University with a triple. So starting his banana ball journey, ending up on 3rd base in his first career plate appearance, he said it was pretty full circle. Felt like it was confirmation he's in the right place. A ball and 2 strikes. And Gazoo will check on Hussein. Not a spot I would expect Jordan to run in. So naturally, he takes off. Steals second without a throw. Got a killer jump.
I was thinking the same thing, Beeks. Frankie is a little long sometimes delivering to the plate.
I think that was like 3 seconds to home plate on that one. Big swing and a miss. Pippersick down on strikes. Another K for Moscatello.
Well, the reason you can see him being so long in that delivery is because, again, he is rearing up to throw as hard as he possibly can. And you see some guys, for the sake of their pace on the pitcher's mound, they'll take a couple miles off of those fastballs and whatnot just to make sure that they're keeping their pace up and also to make sure they're hitting the strike zone more efficiently.
2 strikeouts have been the 2 outs here in the inning thus far for the Tailgaters. That is not the worst thing in the world. You're down 3-0 in the inning. I'm not saying you're going to bow over and concede the inning by any means, as Jordan Hussein will advance up on the wild pitch another 90 feet. But now, with just 1 more out remaining in the inning, even if the Bananas get a double trick play, they can only tie the trick play battle at 7. So the Tailgaters have all but negated the equalizer point with those 2 strikeouts.
Right, and per the rules of Banana Ball, you can't get more than 2 trick plays with only 1 out to remain. See, triple trick play, double plays. But now Nick Lopez and company trying to mount a 2-out rally. Throw behind Hussein. It was close at third. He went back in standing. Kyle Jackson thinking that the Bananas maybe should challenge that. Another look on the broadcast. Oh boy, that is tight. The Bananas will let this game play on. Flare into the seats. Not caught. Lopi 1 for 3 today. The tying run for the inning in the on-deck circle in the form of Jordan Barth. Payoff pitch to Lopez. And that ball shot out to left center. Ty Jackson will take care of it to close the 8th. The Bananas win the frame 3-0. They lead 3 points to 2, going to our 9th and final inning.
Top of the 9th inning. Score is 3 points for the Savannah Bananas to 2 points for the Texas Tailgaters. But here's the thing about the game of Banana Ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. So that means while the Savannah Bananas do have a lead, they should not get comfortable here. Ladies and gentlemen, these 2 teams have been battling it out. They are as evenly matched as Banana Ball teams can be. So let's go ahead and get loud right here and right now, because ladies and gentlemen of Chapel Hill, this is the final inning.
It all comes down to this in Albuquerque. John Reed, the former Washington Nationals minor leaguer, will take over with the Tailgaters trailing by 1 here in the top of the 9th.
Johnny Boy has missed a couple weekends this year. Again, has dealt with some injuries, dealt with, again, just trying to get back in the groove of things. And now, where you want to see him return to the 2025 All-Star, the closer that we did see from last season. Reese Miller has assumed the closer role. Not going to see him here this afternoon because of all the pitches he threw in the 9th inning and then the showdowns last night. So John Reed, who was the closer last year for the Tailgaters, going to pitch the 9th here, and he'll have to face Ty Jackson.
And what you've got to remember, the Bananas, a very good team in the 9th inning of play this season. 10 runs that they have scored in the 9th inning. That is equated to 10 points for the Savannah Bananas, and they would like some insurance as things start with Ty Jackson, who takes ball 1.
Ty's got to be a favorite for showman of the game if the Bananas can hold on to this thing. 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored, and now he's plunked. That one right off the keister. And Ty no worse for wear. If you're going to get hit anywhere,
yep,
the derriere is choice number one. Especially if you're Ty Jackson. A lot of meat down there.
He's a thick boy, Biko.
Yes, he is.
That's what you're trying to say. Thick fella down there over there running at first. This is the first time we've seen John Reed since round run. Been nearly a month since John Reed's last outing. So again, maybe you're seeing a couple errant throws here. It's because he hasn't pitched in a very long time here for the Tailgaters in the span of a banana ball season.
He's been working through some shoulder soreness as he gets the fastball by Ryan Cox. 0 for 2 on the day, an RBI ball 4 sprint back in the 7th. I mean, Reed is a super uncomfortable AB for a lefty. 4-seam, change-up slider, 3-pitch mix, good velo. And paints the outside corner. That should be strike 3. Yep, there it is. And rare for Ryan Cox. That's his second strikeout looking this afternoon. It's up to 5 Ks on the year.
That's just a cutter up and away that caught the outer half. Great pitch by John Reed for out number 1.
Check on Ty over at first. A wise move as Easton Parrish digs in. EP ahead, a ball and no strikes. Worked to sprint his last time. He's also reached on an error and fouled out to the fans. There goes Ty. Throw from Justice. Not in time, and it gets away from Looters. Ty Jackson over to third base on a rare error from Taylor Justice. And that's Jackson's 3rd steal of the game. He's 5 for 5 now on the year.
And backing up that play in center field, Zach Watson, who has re-entered the ball game. Jose Gonzalez back in right, Jacob Pipersek in left.
Infield in against the banana ball rookie. And Parrish with a 3-0 count. And that's an easy take. And insurance for the Nanners. Every run scored counts for a point in the final inning of banana ball. Heck of a time for Parrish's first career run batted in the sport. And Ty scores his 3rd run of the game.
Well, once again, Ty Jackson, he's just been this guy feeding the top half of this Bananas order, and it's because of his stolen base ability in today's contest. 3 of them, and every time he swiped that bag, he has come around to score for his squad.
You know the Nanners are not content with just a 2-point lead going to the bottom of the 9th inning as Bryce Grzaffi, the Nanners' designated runner, takes over for Parrish. Reese Alexiadis, 1 for 4 on the game. RBI single back in the 5th. And this John Reed just uncompetitive pitches, trying to find his form.
Got to put one in the zone here. Cannot afford back-to-back ball 4 sprints.
Big swing and a miss. Fastball blown by Alexiadis as Grizz swipes second. He's now 9 for 10 in stolen base tries here in his rookie season in banana ball.
Just a good old 4-seamer right there. You'll see John Reed go to his cutter a lot in 2-strike counts. Able to put him away with the 4-seamer.
And the fastball blown by Max Young-Goldberg with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs now. 2 strikeouts, 2 sprints on the day for MJG. When you think about John Reed, think about the upside of this guy. Go right back to that semifinal game, do or die against the Party Animals in the semis last year as Grizz swipes third base. He went 4 scoreless innings to keep the Tailgaters in that ball game and send it to showdowns. The upside for John Reed is massive.
Incredibly massive. That's why he was voted an all-star by his peers last year. What he did in September last year was nothing short of remarkable. And now he's 1 strike away from sending it to the home half. Tailgaters will need 2 runs to tie it up as we stand.
The 2-2. And it plunks Young-Goldberg, 2nd time that he has been hit in this series. I mean, this has been a bizarre one. Max doesn't have a hit. He's been out 3 times, but 3 ball 4 sprints and 3 hit by pitches.
Yeah, you're seeing the signs of rust too for John Reed with the ball 4 sprint, 2 hit by pitches. 2 of the last 3 batters now have been in 3 ball counts, and If he hadn't have hit young Goldberg, you would have seen a third straight 3-ball count.
Ducks on the corners for Danny Oberst. 2 groundouts to start his day, a single and a double his last 2 trips to the dish. And that one all the way to the backstop, but there's that bounce right back to Justice. Grizzaffi doesn't advance, and young Goldberg stays put at first as well.
It giveth and it taketh right there. The short backstop here at these football stadiums almost caught a piece of Danny O there as well on its way back there.
Big swing and miss on the slider. Filthy from John Reed, a strike away from escaping again. Trying to limit the damage to just 1 run scored. The 1-2. Oberst doesn't bite on the slider. Deuce is wild with bananas on first and third base. Liner, dead center. That is big time trouble. Deepest part of the park. It bounces into the seats. Ground rule double will only score 1. Max Young Goldberg is going to be sent back to third base. Yep, there he goes. But back-to-back 2-baggers for Oberst. 3 hits on the afternoon. All the guy does is absolutely demolish banana balls.
Started the ball game 0 for 2. You mentioned those 3 hits, 3 consecutive ABs as well. Danny O's just got hotter as the ball games went. And again, more volume in their ABs as the away team. We've seen it a lot with the Bananas when they're the away team. They just continue to hit throughout the game.
Kyle Jackson, fly ball that should end the frame. Tip drill, looters to Hussein. They grab a couple trick plays, but the damage done. 2 runs across for the Bananas. They lead 5-2 going to the bottom of the 9th. But this is the score the Gators led last night going to the bottom of the 9th. Remember how that ended.
Making their lead a little more comfortable at 5-2. But in banana ball, you can't get too comfortable because, as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, in the final inning, every run counts for a point. The Tailgaters came to play here today, and here is their chance. If they are able to tie this game, they will send it to a showdown. But I know that the University of North Carolina is not trying to see that. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost time. The Bananas are looking to sweep. So let's get loud because it all comes down to this.
The plot thickens. Grant Besser, the new man on the mound for the Savannah Bananas. Guy who came in after appearing with the visitors last year. And while we go to the bottom of the 9th here in Chapel Hill, they're going to showdowns in Albuquerque. Party Animals need to win to make the Open. The Indianapolis Clowns need the Party Animals to lose to make the Open.
Shades of Albuquerque last year when the Texas Tailgaters won their first ever game in team history. A fan called foul ball in showdowns how the Tailgaters won, and a fan called foul ball in favor of the boys in the black and pink. Just sent the firefighters and the Party Animals to showdowns to laugh.
And you're getting a look at it right here, the fans right over in the concourse, making the grab to keep the Party Animals' hopes of making the Banana Ball Open alive. That is electric. And now Grant Besser's the man taking over for the Bananas in the bottom of the 9th inning. No man outside of Danny Hosley has recorded a save this season for the Savannah Bananas. But Grant Besser is pretty much nailed down being the next highest leverage arm in this bullpen. And that's why the Bananas have tasked the lefty with pitching the 9th here on day 2.
Jordan Barth, high fly ball out to left. Ty Jackson. A catch and some flair. No trick play for anybody wondering at home.
Well, he shook his dumpling when he made the final out of the bottom half of the 8th inning right there. Just throws himself down to the ground after out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th.
Kyle Martin looping this one into foul territory. not caught by the fans. Kmart took Besser to the land of good and plenty last night. Martin has homered this afternoon as well. Front door bender gets the top of the zone. 0-2 from Besser. Fouled away. Primarily a 3-pitch mix. Fastball about 88 to 90. Circle change is his best pitch. He's also got the slurve. You just saw that. And another 0-2 spoiled.
That changeup helped him record over 300 strikeouts across his college career.
That ball demolished out to right. Kyle Martin, two-homer ball game rather. It's his third homer of the weekend, and he now stands alone atop the home run mountain in Banana Ball.
And wouldn't you know it, all 3 home runs, they have been home runs off of left-handed pitchers. 2 off of Besser, 1 after Lebec. It has been the weekend of lefty-on-lefty crime for Kmart.
I got a stat for you, Josh Talevsky. Of the now 12 home runs that the Savannah Bananas have conceded this year, the Texas Tailgaters have hit 9 of them, including 2 today by Kyle Martin.
Goes to really show you the effects of these football stadiums as Besser breaks the bat of Taylor Justice and will throw this over to Alex Ziegler at first base. And now the Bananas an out away from sweeping the Texas Tailgaters here in Chapel Hill.
Another look at the shattered bat as Besser has the Gators down to their final out. Jose Gonzalez Jr. just has to pass the baton. The almighty Mac Danford represents the game's tying run in the on-deck circle. Jose Gonzalez Jr. says, I'm going to bring us within 1 with 1 swing. Brother didn't let Kmart have the tour lead in homers to himself for very long.
Foes up, baby! Brother and Kmart! Quattro on the year, and that's exactly how many points the Tailgaters have, trailing by 1 here in the bottom of the ninth. They're in showdowns in Albuquerque, and we're 1 point away from doing the same here at Chapel Hill. Sam, why don't we hear from our brother?
Hey, brother, real quick. Down but not out for the Tailgaters?
Absolutely, all the time. Come on, baby.
The fight continues, boys.
Mac Danford represents the game's tying run. 3 home runs last year, tied for second most on the Tailgaters. 1 for 3 today. Mentioned it going into the bottom of the 9th. The Bananas rallied for 3 in the bottom of the 9th last night. Tailgaters trying to equal it. Cue ball down the first baseline, fielded between the legs. Alex Ziegler on the bag. Trick play to end it. The Savannah Bananas have won 6 straight games. They are 10-1 and go into the Banana Ball Open scorching hot.
And once again, it's the things that they're able to do in the 9th inning that are able to propel them to a victory here on day 2 in Chapel Hill. The Bananas, 2 more runs, which count as points in the 9th inning of play. Give them enough of a padding to hold on despite 2 home runs for the Texas Tailgaters. And boy, the Bananas look just about unstoppable before we start the Banana Ball Open come next Thursday.
Derek singing. We've got a lot to talk about after this.
Lucky to have you in my life. Hey, you better hit the right and hit the left now. Turn around and slide. We made it through all the years and all the tears. We made it through. Man, you gotta 1 step, 2 steps to the ups and the downs and the angel across the bed. Living more than enough to get up and out your chair. Hey, celebrate with me tonight. Celebrate like we got time. Lucky to have you in my life. Hey, you better hit the right and hit the left now. Turn around and slide. Oh, let me hear ya. Somebody celebrate with me tonight. Celebrate with me tonight. you in my life. You better hit the right and hit the left now. Turn around and one more time. Hit the right and hit the left now. Turn around and slide.
One more time for your Savannah Bananas. Chapel Hill, thank you so much for an amazing weekend here. A lot of fun and great banana ball. But let's give a round of applause. What a great weekend from the Tailgaters right here. Battled both games, brought it down to the last inning and even showdowns last night. Just want to thank you so much. We had an opportunity to travel around the country. When we first started, we only sold a handful of tickets. But we get to come places like here and feel the love, feel the support. To see 100,000 people the last 2 days, you have no idea what this means to us. We're having the time of our life, so we just want to thank you so much. And we're going to close it with a tradition with our captain, Bill. Here we go. What's up, Chapel Hill? Did y'all have fun tonight? Well, I'll tell you what, we did too. It was so much fun playing here the last 2 nights, and we can't thank you enough for believing in us to show up last night, tonight. 100,000 people believed in us, and that means the absolute world to us. You guys are some of the best people and the best crowd that we've ever played in front of across this entire country. We love you guys. So before we go tonight, I want everybody here to put your hands up high. We are one big family here tonight, and so we're going to break it down before we go home. We're going to say fans first, loud and proud, on 3. But I need to know. Are you ready? Nah, y'all ain't. I said, are you ready? There it is, hands up. Fans first on 3. 1, 2, 3. We love you guys. Till next time.
Great getting to hear from Bill Leroy. And we'll take a look at our final numbers from this finale in Chapel Hill. The Savannah Bananas, a 6-5 win last night, a 5-4 victory today. And although the Bananas swept this series, they're now 3-0 against the Texas Tailgaters on the year. Ty Jackson, fantastic performance as our showman of the game. My big takeaway is these two teams are very even.
Yeah, these two teams are playing the most competitive banana ball games that I think we've seen all season long. Games that went down to the wire both nights, and Ty Jackson was really the difference maker in leading the Bananas to this sweep today. And they loved playing him when the Bananas have been batting as the visiting team. It's gotten Ty more plate appearances, given him time to get comfortable in the box. And you saw he had the ability to reach base multiple times and took advantage of them. 2 singles, reached on a hit by pitch. Every time he was on, he was swiping at least 1 bag, and he was coming around to score for the Savannah Bananas as well. And we can't forget, he came from the extra hitter spot into the game as the left fielder, also collected a trick play behind his back. So he really did it all, offensively, defensively, and with his base running ability.
Part of the versatility that Ty Jackson brings to the diamond. When a guy you start as your extra hitter, the behind the back snag, and then offensively, fantastic. Couple knocks, 3 stolen bases, 2 runs scored, and let's get it on down to Sam.
Yeah, guys, Ty Jackson did it all today. Our showman of the game. Ty, you do your extra hitter today, but you had to come in, do a little bit more for our guy DR here. What was on the line for you?
You know, man, it was just another day in the office, man. First off, I just want everybody at home to just say a quick prayer for DR, man, and hope for a speedy recovery. But, you know, it's just another day in the office. These guys come to work, you know, and we stay classy and we get the job done.
Hey, speaking of DR, since we got him right here. DR, a little banged up. How we feeling?
We're good. This dude right here comes in like
no tomorrow and just gets everything done, the job done, the dog in him. Yeah, he's a guy, man. He's a dog.
Spear tie. Hey, Hosley, actually, come here. Yeah, you got a question.
I got a question. Well, first of all, I don't know what those celebrations were out there. He's earned himself his second yellow right there today. Second yellow on the field. Oh no, I think that's a red, sir. But hey, showman of the game. Congratulations, brother. Hey, I just want to know, what did Ty Jackson bring to the table?
You know what? Everybody's asking, what does Ty Jackson bring to the table? Why did they franchise Ty Jackson? It's not about me. What does Ty Jackson bring to the table? I bring the freaking table!
Were we supposed to go nuts or not? Don't clip that somewhere. Hey, Ty, this team now going in 1 seed, locked up, easy. What's the mentality going into next week?
You know, we're just going to stay with our roots, man. And we have a lot of captains on this team. Dan, me, Bill, Kyle. You know, dudes that have been here. You know, but, you know, we're going to stay behind those guys. Gilly's got a great practice plan planned up. Stober's got it written down. You know, Kellogg probably doing other work. But, yeah, we're going to get after it, you know, maybe when we get back tomorrow. So let's do it.
Hey, Ty, final question, Banana Ball backstage. This question was made for you. 8-year-old Shay wants to know, can you do a back handspring?
No. You want to watch?
No. Hold on. KJ says you can't. KJ says he can't.
Cartwheel into a back handspring.
Real quick, yeah, well, this is our showman of the game right here. Hold on. Hey, Shay, there's your answer. Shay, there's your answer. Our showman of the game, Ty Jackson. Guys, try and make sense of that.
Thank you,
I think
Sam.
it's
I love you
pretty
guys.
simple. It looked like a beautiful back handspring to me, but I'm not a gymnast judge by any length. So the Nanners take it 5-4. They sweep this series. They go into the Banana Ball Open 10-1 overall and the number 1 seed. And breaking news out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Firefighters sweep the Party Animals. They win after 2 rounds of showdowns. And the Banana Ball Open is officially set. The Bananas are the 1 seed. The Firefighters are your 2 seed, coming in at 6-5 after winning 6-5 this afternoon. The Tailgaters will be our 3 seed. The Indianapolis Clowns are 4 seed. Great time to hear from Jesse Cole.
Biko, you're absolutely right. Jesse's been keeping track. He was telling me, hey, this is what just happened. He's locked in on this. Jesse, this sport is all about storylines. It's all about exciting finishes. This weekend, across all of Banana Ball, I think proves we're doing maybe something right.
What an amazing weekend. You think about this in Banana Ball and what just happened. You know, we created the Banana Ball Open to create some stakes early in the season, and to come down to showdowns on a brand new team like the Indianapolis Clowns, who were in last place going into the weekend, had to sweep the Coconuts to have a chance, a remote chance, and then to have showdowns, the Firefighters sweep the Party Animals, the defending champ of last year, to not be in the Banana Ball Open with the top 4 teams. Boy, it is crazy. And standing here right after this win here, and to see all 3, 3 sweeps this weekend, crazy. But watching with all the Bananas, watching the game, I mean, the care factor with all these guys, and seeing it with all the players, and now seeing it with the fans, it is exciting. It is an exciting time to be a part of Banana Ball, and I'm just, Emily just texted me. She goes, I'm in tears. I go, you're in tears? And she goes, because you get to see this, and the Firefighters celebrating. Obviously, they had a challenging year last year. You didn't know what was going to happen, and then to have the weekend they had, sweep the Party Animals, and it's just exciting. It's exciting. I'm happy for all the guys, and, you know, yes, the Party Animals and Coconuts did not make the Banana Ball Open, but those teams are strong. They're going to have a great finish, and they probably have a chip on their shoulder. And to add the competitiveness, plus the entertainment, the shows, we're playing all over the country. In Albuquerque, I was in Charleston earlier this weekend to kick off the Coconuts, and here 100,000 at UNC. It is special what has happened in a short period of time, and I just, man, I'm just excited.
You talk often about impossible being pretty fun to do. You have a mindset going in, and then you talk about a team like the Clowns. It would seem impossible in many sports. You're the last seed, and to come in here, but we talk about the entertainment, the value of that, but the competitiveness, Jesse, that's dang entertaining, huh?
Well, I think that's what makes this great. You know, everyone sees all the entertainment. They see all the social media. But when it gets on the field, these guys want to win, and they want to do it right. They want to put on the best show, but do it in a way that's showing how much they care. And, yeah, I mean, the Clowns, it is hard in the Coconuts when you come into a league. Many of these guys have been playing for years. They understand Banana Ball. They can get in front of Major League Stadium crowds and football stadium crowds. But, you know, look at the Clowns. It was a challenge. And then they came up and rised up. And, you know, I was around them on Friday night for the Coconuts, home opener. opener, and just the excitement from that dugout. I mean, you think about what they all learn how to juggle. They all learn how to put on a show. They learn shadow ball, and they're honoring the past. And now to get in with a sweep, man, it's awesome. And basically it shows when banana ball, we always say every game it comes down to the last inning, but now you never know every game what can happen, who can make it. This Banana Ball Open is going to be special, and I can't wait to be a part of it.
Well, guys, that Banana Ball Open less than a week away now, and if it keeps like we're doing right now, you're not going to want to miss it. The biggest fan of our sport, Jesse Cole. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you very much, SB. Yeah, we get that Banana Ball Open in just 4 nights' time. Thursday night, it will open up, and we will have the Savannah Bananas against the Indianapolis Clowns. It is winner goes to the Banana Ball Open final, and then the Firefighters with that sweep. They are now 6-5, and they are red hot going into this Banana Ball Open.
Yeah, I mean, it is really cool to see the way that this shook out. Again, for the Coconuts and the Party Animals, they just needed to win one game, and they were going to be doing all right when it came to making this Banana Ball Open. Instead, chaos ensued throughout the weekend, set up the Indianapolis Clowns, the Banana Ball Open Cinderella, and the Firefighters finding their way into that 2 seed.
There's something to be said about the clutchness of the Firefighters. What they did last year in the inaugural Banana Ball Championship playoffs, and now what they're doing here to advance themselves into the 2 seed in the inaugural Banana Ball Open.
And now we'll take a look at the seeding of the Banana Ball Open. A reminder, the winner of the Open clinches a playoff spot when we get to October. And you take a look. It'll be Bananas Clowns on Thursday night. Then Firefighters as the home team against the Tailgaters, 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday night. And then it's a 2-game set for the Banana Ball Open Championship, just like the semifinals of the playoffs were last year. If you split the 2 games, you immediately go to Showdown Tiebreakers to decide the entire series. And it's going to be a thrill to see what happens this coming week as we welcome you back inside with Josh Talevsky, Brett Loftus. I am Biko Scala. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday fun day with us here in virtual Banana Land. I hope you also spent it with Drake and Zach in Albuquerque, because this was the day of all days to have 2 screens with Banana Ball on them. I'll go to you, Brett, because I talked about it when we were first wrapping this thing up. But even though the Bananas sweep this series and they've defeated the Tailgaters 3 times now in all 3 matchups this year, these 2 teams, at least from an eye test, feel like the 2 best teams in Banana Ball from what I've experienced.
What's funny, because we've seen pretty much the same game as we seen last night, just roles reversed, right? In that 9th inning, Kyle Martin, Jose Gonzalez home run. You fell just 1 more run short. Point there in the night as what the Bananas did last night when Coach Rack hit his 2-run home run. It has been so even this year when the Bananas and Tailgaters faced each other. I know it was a 5-3 score at FSU. That game was very, very close. Just a couple innings got away. Every pitch was competitive. These 2 teams, in my opinion, and coming into this weekend objectively, where now it's subjective, I still think are the 2 best teams in the Banana Ball Championship League. But I think on a macro level, nobody's quite in the same atmosphere as the Bananas right now, right? You can talk about how closely competitive these 2 teams are. The Bananas been able to finish the games, whereas pretty much everybody else in the league has not been able to. 10-1 are the Savannah Bananas, and now they have to face a team who's coming off one of their hottest weekends, maybe their hottest weekend in their young history in the Indianapolis Clowns, and the Texas Tailgaters have to face a scorching red-hot team in the Firefighters.
It'll be a really fascinating challenge for both of these teams heading into the Open. Can't wait to see how it turns out, Josh.
Yeah, and I think that you see now there are 3 teams entering the Banana Ball Open, riding a lot of momentum in the Savannah Bananas, the Firefighters, and the Indianapolis Clowns. And Brett, I still don't think, despite the Tailgaters getting swept, that really changes anything about their mindset, considering the note you had at the top of the show. Jordan Hussein, knowing how close that locker room is, the bond that those guys have, I know that they're going to come together and be very dangerous when they face off against the Firefighters on Friday night.
And your probable game 1 starter being Chris Clark. I think I'd feel pretty good going into any game that Chris Clark is going to start. So again, I think each of these 4 teams, and obviously I'm sure we'll put out stuff on social media and talk about it the whole week, you could make a case for any of these 4 teams right now of how they could win the Open. And I think just like what Jesse just talked about with Sam, that's what fires me up the most about going back to Grayson next weekend for the inaugural Banana Ball Open.
It's the beauty of the sport, and it's the beauty of how much talent there is across all 6 teams in Banana Ball, and it's going to be a real joy to get to see this open come Thursday night. Another thank you to you for sticking with us here across this exciting weekend. Another 6-game weekend under our belts, and now we get to see our first ever midseason tournament. A big thank you to our crew back in Savannah. These broadcasts were both directed by the legend of BTV himself, Mr. Chris Haynes. We love him. We call him Hainesy. And here in Savannah, Mr. Chad Reese, our producer, Josh Richardson, our executive producer, for everybody in the control room, all our fantastic camera operators, engineers, audio operators as well, and for our guy down on the field, Mr. Sam Bauman, with Josh Talevsky, Brett Loftus, I am Biko Scala, saying so long for now. Josh and I will see you Thursday night for Game 1 of the Banana Ball Open, 7 p.m. Eastern. A reminder, Indianapolis Clowns against the Savannah Bananas, and then Brett on the call Friday night for the second semifinal game, Firefighters against Texas Tailgaters. I cannot wait for Thursday night. Until then, we will see you